Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of It's a Progressive World, a lighthearted show about everything and nothing. As always, you can find timestamps down below, and please like and subscribe. Alrighty, Sam, it's nice to be back. We got a few chill, fun videos to watch today.
Yes, yes. I mean, mostly I think chill, fun videos. Although the topics might not be so chilled or fun, but yes, we have those, and a lot of I think sexy people, a lot of smart people. We have all kinds, no?
Yeah,
Don't you think?
a full male panel of
Oh,
sexy,
yeah, it's
smart,
a
and good-looking
testosterone.
people.
Yeah, it's a very testosterone heavy episode as always. Well, we got on the sexy side, we got the Bassem Youssef there. And the hot Houthi guy, the guy who's become known as the
Hey.
uh, what's the nickname people have come with him? Team Houthi,
Oh,
Chalamet, if I'm not mistaken, that's the nickname.
but Norman's a
Then
good-looking man too, I must
yeah,
say.
yeah, I was gonna say Norm. Yeah, I think so too. I'm personally a fan of, sort of the eyebrows, quite,
Oh, I didn't know.
dark eyebrows type
I
in
see.
men.
And men, okay.
Yeah. And also very attractive, but his attractiveness truly pales in comparison to his smartness and intelligence. Is Adam, PBD's co-host there, who's just not only attractive, but one of the probably smartest men
Oh, definitely.
alive. I think. I mean, the mastery of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict he has displayed. I mean, I think I don't, did you see his debate? I don't know if you can call it a debate. It was very one-sided with Bassem Youssef.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think next, yeah, I think next he should debate Norm Finkelstein. That's,
Oof.
that would be just very enlightening, I think,
No,
both
I
of them.
love it. The debate is so fun in so many ways. Given also his style, the kind of PBD influence style of like data and stats, just referring to like some
Yeah.
basic
Well,
numbers.
I mean, I gotta say though, PBD is probably the most evil man out
Yeah.
there. I mean, the way he just allowed uh Adam or whatever his name is
Yeah.
to just face that bus alone, bus of just just can't and PBD the whole time quiet. And I don't
Yeah.
think PBD in
Man,
his
I can't
whole
find a
life
shot of him. Yeah, oh there we go. You have to
exactly
find
is
like a shot of the
almost
whole
yeah,
Oh, there
exactly.
he.
I think he
Yeah.
walks out of the studio at some point. He's
No, I mean we're
not
gonna
there.
watch these videos, but yeah, the topic is of course Israel Palestine. But PBD, anytime he talks, he manages to not
Not
talk
mention
about it.
Israel or
Or,
Palestine.
yeah, just mention something totally different.
So Star Wars,
It's,
right? Star Wars. There's a good guy and a bad guy.
but yeah,
That
um,
was so we're gonna mostly focus on this, but we yeah also gonna talk about a little bit about the Israeli-Palestinian thing
yeah,
itself, the recent development, Iran-Pakistan, geopolitics type of stuff, and
and
of
oh no, we
course
have another.
the return of the king. You know who I'm talking about? Oh,
Oh,
before
oh,
return
who
of
is the
the
Return the King?
I mean, this is a much more accurate Return of a King, which is we're gonna look at Sam Harris and Norm
Oh
Finkelstein
yeah, yeah.
talking about Palestine and all that. But Return of the King, Trump, man, Iowa,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah,
Oh my
that's.
God. Yeah, 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 yeah. That was
Do you think?
hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah, man,
It
it was.
was too funny. Like, I mean, on Breaking Points, they pointed it out, and I mean, this was just so funny how there were like articles that were like, yeah, yeah, Trump won, whatever. That's not fun to talk about and analyze. Let's look into who finished second, third, and fourth. Like, explicitly say it. They're like, okay, he won by 100% of the votes. So let's put that aside. Now, who came in second? The problem is none of them got any
Now,
votes. So
the
who do you guys think
remaining
should be second?
So the remaining 3% was divided among the six people as it follows.
No, that was
Yeah,
really funny.
yeah, it was a good, I mean, it was just for, even though I genuinely like to think I thought Trump would win this easily, I was a bit worried. And frankly, the fact that he got over 50% is,
Yeah.
you sometimes you can sleep just easily. Some nights easier than others. So,
No, that was really good. And yeah, and apparently, the Vivek guy, he
mm,
finished fourth, and you know how much
yeah,
PBD and all them love it. And fine, their argument
dropped
is
out.
like, oh, he dropped out. Okay. And
Yeah,
anyway, what
endorsed Trump.
oh, true, true. So he dropped out with that. So what PBD says is kind of like in a way true, because he's like, and what's it called? And Vivek has now announced his arrival, in American politics. And I know he finished fourth, but he's really
Yeah,
announced his arrival. I was like, this is not the best time to say that, because then he gives his reason. He's like, I understand, but last year he was no one, or 2 years ago was no one. So
I think
finishing fourth.
Sager. I think Sager said what you're saying.
No,
No,
I think I'm
not
pretty
PBD.
sure it's PBD,
Yeah.
100%. I want to say.
I think Sager said the same though.
Yeah.
Mm,
But I was like, yeah, it's not the best night, I guess, to point that out, although it's fair, but it's just kind of funny. Like the guy finishes fourth
yeah.
and they're like, yeah, told you.
Told you he's gonna come in fourth. Told you he's gonna slowly establish a reputation in which throughout the next 5 to 10 years he's gonna be able to do something with it, probably.
Yeah.
Told you.
It was just like I was like,
No,
that
yeah.
point had been made before already. This is a funny time to re-emphasize it.
It's a good time to re-emphasize
Although a
it.
bit
So,
surprising, huh? I mean, if the
uh,
day before you asked me, okay, who would finish where, I would have been like, okay, it's gonna be Trump. And then I was like, and then I would think that, yeah, Vivek might beat the other two and come in
really?
second. I mean,
No,
I
no.
don't know, based on the hype you see on internet and these clips of him during the debates, you would just imagine, but again, shows it's the wrong thinking. And that's why also Biden is for sure gonna get a lot of votes, and it's gonna be a tight race, because our kind of perception of these through
Mm.
YouTube and all that is
Yeah, I
not
know.
that accurate, especially given the people who vote. They're always the same people who vote, and they're slightly older people, and they'll go and always vote for Democrats, as they always have, and who even better for them than Biden. So although now I kind of think Trump is going to win, but Biden
Mm.
is not going to perform badly. I would say Trump probably is going to perform just really well. But let's see. What do you think?
I think no, I think Biden is going to perform pretty badly because
Really?
yeah, I think so.
But people
Not just
vote for
because of
Democrat no matter what. There's such a big percentage of people who will vote for Democrat no matter what,
I
that he
think there's
won't
going
lose badly.
I think this time around a lot of sort of, weak, let's say weak Democrats. I mean, people who stay home unless, not that unless it's a great candidate, stay
Yeah.
home when it's a bad economy, which it is bad economy. It's a big, I think
Is it though?
largely because of the bad economy. I think it's more, yeah, yeah. Every American citizen I talk to is very much like economic wise, they say they're worse off under Biden than under Trump.
Okay, yeah, for sure. But I mean, yeah, I just meant there
Even
hasn't been a
even
crisis or
one
anything.
even one which is a vote blue no matter who is not only critical of Biden
Mm.
but says that yeah economically like we were better off under Trump. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's not the Israeli-Palestinian thing, not the student debt thing,
No,
not
no.
none of this bullshit. I think just because of economy, I do think Biden is gonna do badly. But I do think, I think the main thing, as you say, it's old people. It's gonna probably be one of the lowest turnouts, unless Trump becomes really funny again or something. I think there is gonna be one of the lowest turnouts, and probably, yeah, Biden won't do like the same like 35% of the, that's like he's got a good bunch showing for him. But
Yeah,
maybe not
the
as good as
the
last time
economic
around.
stuff is interesting, so you're right, that will probably hurt him.
Mm.
Yet again, I don't know, just coming back to people vote anyway, so
I mean, look, the only one-term president, I mean, putting Trump aside, because I mean, even with Trump, what happened that he became a one-term president, in my view, was COVID and the economic uh, situation associated with that. You go back further down, George Bush the father, also one-term president, loses the election because of a very brief sort of recession in economy in early
mm,
90s. So I think Biden is in a very, very, I mean, another, I mean, not that it matters, but it's just his like his incompetency even in foreign policy. Like he can't, like he doesn't even have a good image in any, like in an Obama way
That
or in
is
a
true.
Clinton way.
No, 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 100%. That's why I think he's just gonna, yeah, he's not gonna, probably not gonna win. But I just think the influence of all of these things that you say, how much it would be on the vote, only because people just keep on going and voting
Do you
Democrat
think
no
Trump
matter
will win by
what.
a
So
landslide or
I
as
think
like a
they'll be able to I think they'll be able to perhaps announce it very easily without any kind of drama whatsoever.
hmm
But I don't think Biden will max. I don't, how, let's say if you put in percentage, so but maybe it's a stupid way to look at it, but I think he would perform maybe he would get 5 or 10% less votes this time than the time before, taking into consideration everything that you said. I don't think he would lose 20, he would have 20% less vote than he did last time. What would you think if you were to think about it in a percentage way that way?
That's a good point. I think popular vote
Which is
he'll
enough to
probably,
lose,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah, I think you're right. He probably will lose, no, not more than 10%. You're
Yeah.
probably right. Not more than 10. But I would think he would lose more in popular votes, I think, than in electoral college. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
No, probably. But it's I
Yeah,
mean
most
there
likely.
is, I mean there is that fact, half of, not half, but again, like 30% of country loves Trump, but there is 30% of the country that truly hates him too. So they could
Yeah.
energize Biden.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, anybody
But
who hated him before, I don't think there are new people who hate him in that sense. So, whoever hated him before,
Trump,
yeah, they still hate him. Perhaps less. There's a chance that now some have softened up to him a bit. Who
yeah.
knows?
Yeah,
And
and
yeah,
there is a lot more people now hating Biden.
yeah. Now there are more people hating Biden. But Biden was also so unpopular before. I wonder if now at least he was president once, people have seen it that it's somehow, it's unclear how, but the days and years pass and he's president and it's somehow kind of working as it usually does. It's not that
Eh,
drastically different. Whether he's able to talk or think or all that seem to not be that important. So why not? If he can do it, it's unclear how, but he's doing it. So
might not be him, huh? But I-
either way, the end result is
to be honest, anybody who bothers to go and vote at this point, like, good for you. But yeah, anyway,
yeah. I
but
mean, this
let's come here,
election wouldn't even be fun.
come here. Let's put these aside, put these trivial matters. Let's go to the serious question. Do you think Cornell West or RFK? Who has the
Oh
most?
shit.
Oh, Marianne. You think
Oh
Marianne
shit.
Williams? Huh?
Yeah,
You think
yeah. If
Cornell West?
actually they had a
That's.
race, that might be, man. Oh my God, I literally forgot about them.
Like, yeah, yeah, me too.
I haven't seen anything on them in 2 weeks on
I
YouTube. I
keep
don't mean on
Googling
TV, but
Cornell West because of you. I keep trying to
so,
identify articles, but
but I think
there
I
is
honestly
nothing more.
finally forgot about him. I mean,
I think
nothing has popped up on my phone with any of these guys. I mean, I haven't been watching the Vanguard. Are they still interviewing Marianne Williamson 3 times a day? They have like
I think
three
so, yeah.
shows, four of them are Marianne Williamson. I don't understand how.
I don't. Anybody knows how's Cenk's presidential
Oh my
campaign going?
shit.
What happened to that one? Don't Google it.
No,
Don't
I'm
help
honestly
it.
genuinely
Google
curious now. No, I'm not gonna
analytics.
Google. This is the Vanguard boys before we get started. What have they been watching?
No idea.
No, I
What?
think even they've moved on to foreign politics. It's so bad that
Jesus.
they're covering
Wow.
Ireland. Oh,
They're
and
going.
bringing back some Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle
Oh,
does
oh,
well for
they
them.
had Norman.
Eh? Oh no.
I forgot. They had Norman.
Oh yeah, they interviewed Norman. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. They even did 100 man. Norman
Yeah.
is making people rich left and right. It's like his
Yeah.
impact of is like higher than Warren Buffett
Yeah.
in 2023. Like
Yeah, man.
economists are gonna have a hard time figuring stuff out in a few months. It's gonna look you're like
Top job
Q4
creator.
2023, some really weird stuff happened.
Top job creator is somebody who through interviews somehow generated. Man, it's so interesting. It's just I gotta say the twist of fate that now
Yeah, they've given up too.
Norm is on top and Alan Dershowitz doing video on his channel, getting 1,500 views. It's so nice. I love it.
Too funny, man. Too yeah, man. No, nothing of Marion Wilson. I mean, they never jumped on the. They were bitter
Oh,
with Cornell from the get-go, though, because of the. So they don't really cover
oh
him
yeah, yeah,
anyway,
people, yeah, because
because
of
of
the
the
People's
People's Party.
Party. Yeah. No, I don't know what Cornell is up to, but
Yeah.
best wishes.
And Cenk Uygur, he's still, he's still looking for that
Yeah.
attorney to read that case law
Yeah.
that he's printed it. He's like, you just read this and confirm.
Hey,
But yeah,
do
he
you have
can't
a
find
fax
anyone.
machine? Do you have a fax machine? I can fax it to you right now. Material document. This-
Oh my God.
But
Uh,
yeah. Um,
no.
do you think? I swear to God, man, there's nothing on Cornell anymore. I swear to God, Deep State is like, no, we are not wasting any more resources. We're
We're done.
done with this guy.
Yeah, no, their campaign hit piece on that was just like, okay, we'll
Cenk
pay
is not doing.
two people to make two articles, and that's it. That's as far as we're going to go. Like the budget allocated, it's okay, we'll find two freelancers. They can get $200 each per article. That's it. And they
To be honest,
published the
I
one
think
in Forbes and the other one, and that okay, we're done.
I'm pretty sure they were actually approached by the ex-wives of Cornel West.
Like, no, we don't
Okay,
want the information.
listen, Deep State. We'll fund this ourselves.
It
You
was
just publish it.
you just
You use
they're
your
like,
connections
well,
to
you
get
don't
this
need us
published.
for that. No, no, we still want
No, we want you to be part of this. Let's do this together.
But yeah, no, TYT just and I think this whole presidential election thing made Cenk realize he has to work harder on TYT. Now he's like
Yeah.
every video he's like shit, need money now.
I think is yeah. To be honest, again, he does the same thing with his book. I think he just stops talking about it and just like pretend as if it never happened. But
But hey,
yes,
Anna's still bringing some numbers.
yeah,
Man, now it's just the Anna show. I know
and Cenk.
I saw the oh my God. And it does different formats too, just to spice it up. Like sometimes she's behind the desk. She's like, okay, now here let's make it look like
I'm
I'm at
at
home
home.
for fun. But you're not. Might as well.
I mean, do we still have any Cenk airport videos? Can you find any of those? Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
but this is amazing, man. I mean, Anna
well,
just a one-man show. Kudos to her, I guess. I mean,
videos.
is if Cenk is not giving, let's say, I mean, yeah. I mean, if Anna's
How
not
much do you
making
think she's
as
paid?
much money as he is making, unless he's like decided to make less because otherwise the organization will fall apart or something, then I mean, she should pretty much be getting paid like she owns half the thing. So I mean, I don't know how he's,
Well,
whatever
you do
he's
know,
getting
like,
paid, she
I
needs
don't
to
know,
be
there is
getting paid.
back.
No, no, I'm
Sh sh
saying, okay, fine. And that's not what I meant. I just meant whatever Cenk is himself getting paid or anything like that, or taking in as the owner for profit.
I just want to make sure Cenk is not paid any more than anyone, really.
Yeah.
Let's tell her.
But
No,
I mean,
I
it's
understand.
just her. So I mean, TYT would not exist anymore without her. Although, of course, there are other people working there. Oh, thank God
No,
they
no.
stopped having the producer on. Do you remember for a while
Yeah,
where they were like, "We're turning the producer into a host"? Why?
no.
I mean, why would you do that?
Because, yeah, JR and I mean, everybody they tried to make a host out of has failed except Anna. And even Anna is
Um,
I mean, as a
No,
success story.
no, I mean, but for a while they had some successful people. They all left
Who?
though.
Who? Name one.
The likes of Jimmy, when there was like a gang of three or four white guys,
Oh,
I think they were a bit
Jimmy
stronger.
Dore.
Yeah, Jimmy Dore and the others. Yeah, they couldn't turn.
None of them, though. I feel like, yeah, except Jimmy Dore. You're right.
I'm surprised they didn't manage to really with that other girl, um,
Mm.
Francesca girl.
She's extremely, extremely unfunny, though. Like I, because she's hot. I agree with you. She had the,
I didn't
she
even
had
mention that.
no, I know what you're saying.
No, but no, because no, she was
No, come
relatively
on.
successful-ish in that
No,
space
I know. You
and
look at her,
famous. She
you
was on
didn't want
Al
to
Jazeera.
immediately puke. That's what you.
You know when Al Jazeera launched an America
Yeah,
channel
just the
like 10
plus.
years
Yes.
ago, and then they closed it down. And she used to kind of be on the Facebook page of that, the YouTube, the internet stuff. So I just mean, yeah.
No, I know what you mean exactly. That's I gave you the
And
right
John
but she's
Idarola, they're like, no.
sh- Johnny Idaho is actually a very nice guy, but nobody for some reason he's not charismatic, I suppose.
Yeah.
He's been there forever. He's the boyfriend who you go back to after you fucked everybody else.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, now, yeah, it's just them. But I
Except
mean, they don't need though. I mean, it's stupid to have somebody else but Anna in these videos because she does so much better than the other ones. So I mean, as
I
long as
do
she's willing to do it,
I think they should pivot, man. You know,
to what? To something totally
to a
different. It's
to
instead of a
hardcore,
landscape
hardcore.
company.
Listen, no, no.
Yeah, landscaping.
I mean, Cenk seems to have the, temper for that. No, no, they should pivot to a hardcore, super nationalistic Turkish YouTube channel. And I don't know if you noticed, but like YouTube usage is going up. It's the
All right.
perfect time.
But they
Yeah.
don't speak Turkish or anything. I mean, I don't know who would they be.
Cenk can't speak Turkish? You don't think?
Who would be their like audience who couldn't get other better stuff somewhere else?
Uh, uh, oh, who did they can't get better stuff somewhere else?
Yeah, it's not like they know anything on Turkey. No, I think that's a hard pivot. I honestly don't know what else except
You think so? You think
bringing
that's
more chicks.
you think that's unreasonable? My suggestion. I thought it was very reasonable, but
Oh, wait,
okay.
how can they have a video that only has 9 views?
Really?
How
Yeah,
is that even
shit.
humanly possible? Like even our channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Oh
to the
God.
bullpen.
Yo, this video has 9 views from 9 days ago.
They're
Probably
very,
gonna get us
very.
copyright, by the way. This bullshit.
How is that possible? And the one next to it has 7. The one before 268, the damage report. Then, okay, there's a girl here doing a video, 89. I don't
I
know if
mean,
that's the only reason, but these guys, but what's going on with their thumbnails? I think, I think they fired the thumbnail guy. It's just like YouTube picking the part of the video, I'm pretty sure here. He's not even,
I think Jenkins is slowly giving up. He's slowly.
oh no,
Yeah.
she's not. Oh, yeah, oh, Cenk. And Cenk now has to do solo host. After this, he just has to go clean the bathrooms as his shift, and then he'll be right back. They're like, guys, yeah, no more janitor. Yeah, so please take your trash out, and every day we rotate who cleans. What is going on? That was kind of sad.
It is kind of. It's like seeing a it's
Cenk
like
is
seeing an
using
adult man just getting destroyed over time.
seriously. Bobby got rid of the internet. Just Cenk has unlimited on his phone. He just hotspots all by his own. But
Oh
why
my
did he get rid of the thumbnail person?
God.
Oh, okay, not bad. Idaho got in 138,000 views by himself. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I swear to God, I feel somebody in the YouTube is messing with them
Yeah,
as well.
like
It's like, hey, it's like, hey, Jimmy Dore paid one of his friends in YouTube to fuck them.
seriously, their things are kind of funny.
Oh, goddamn. Poor.
TYT tempers flare. Oh my God, as Netanyahu. So they lost
New,
again.
pretty harsh
Let's watch this.
pushback in Israel this morning after Secretary of State Anthony Blinken's call for a separate Palestinian state. Blinken explained this was key to ensuring regional support for Israel's security and Iran's isolation. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pretty much flat out rejected that idea.
The state of Israel must control the security of all the land which is west of the Jordan River. That is a truth that I'm saying to our friends, the Americans, and I've also blocked an attempt to force upon us a reality which will hurt the security of Israel. The Prime Minister in Israel must be able to say no, even to the closest of our friends.
That's Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu forcefully rejecting the Biden administration's push for a
you?
two-state solution following the end of this war, whenever that will be. The U.S. is saying, however, that that is not the final word, citing that they've been able to change previous hardline positions from the Netanyahu government even during this war. The tense back and forth reflected what has become a wide rift between the two allies over the scope of Israel's war and its plans for the future of the beleaguered territory. We obviously see it different, White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby said. Netanyahu spoke just a day after U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said Israel would never have genuine security without a pathway toward Palestinian independence. Earlier this week, peace for the Palestinians through a Palestinian state.
Wait, Cenk is coming in. Oh, let's see what Cenk
More on the story in a minute, but I'd like to check in and get your initial thoughts, Cenk.
Yeah. So first on Netanyahu,
and they just found the guy
I
on
was
the
led to
street.
believe that from the river to the sea was a genocidal phrase. In fact, I've condemned that phrase. I condemned it when Palestinians use it. I'm now going to condemn it when apparently.
No, sorry, no, he looks like he was gonna go, to the bar next door, and they're like, yo, just come over, it won't take long. This is a 3-panel thing, half an hour, first beer on me.
I swear, yeah, exactly. It looks like he was about to. He just walked out of. He was about to go to a tennis club or something. Or yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, go back. Cenk was saying
the terrorist Netanyahu uses it, saying that he's going to do a genocide and ethnic cleansing from the river to the sea. That's my understanding of the phrase, from the river to the sea. You just heard it with your own eyes.
Oh my God!
And your own ears. You heard him.
He's one of those dumbasses. Did you send me this? I think we talked about this. He's one of those dumbasses on Twitter that says guys, your river to the sea phrasing is not helping the cause, guys. You know your language is not helping the cause. I have fucking dumbasses. They're still obsessed with like grammar. If we can get the right grammar, guys, the right phrase will unlock the magic that will let us win this fight. But anyway, he's one of those guys that says that, oh, I condemn it when Palestinians say it. I condemn it when Israelis say it. I am so fucking balanced. Good for you.
Yeah. One thing is not as balanced in life. Like he's just,
he should balance his goddamn body weight. But
internally, I think his organs are fighting each other. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, his mind
teaming
is
up, his
fighting
two
his brain,
kidneys
for sure.
going after his liver.
Okay, and you saw him. So now it's not just him. Ben Gvir, the national security minister, says that they're going to drive the Gazans out. Now it all makes sense, actually. Why did they start in the north? What led them to believe that there was more Hamas in the north? And what I said on the first day, which is, why wouldn't they just go to the south? They've got tunnels. They just go. So what's the point of destroying the south, north? You destroy the north first, you push them into the south. Now they're destroying the south. They haven't slowed down at all. Biden asked them to slow down. Biden's the weakest man in the world. We'll get to that in a second. Now their new plan is, drive them into the Sinai Desert. And now he's making it clear. And he says, two-state solution, no way. And so there'll be no Palestinian state. That's not a partner for peace. That's not an ally. He says we get to say no. That's true. They're an independent country. They can say anything they like, right? We also get to say no. It's unconscionable to send them any money. $3.8 billion.
Oh my. Oh, I'm genuinely curious to hear this
1970s
guy
call.
though. I just want to see what this guy sounds like.
I don't think he speaks English.
But I
don't
think,
know.
I mean, first and
Oh, yeah.
foremost, I just want to express how
Who are you?
sort of powerless I feel outside of attending protests and
Oh, he's a professor.
Oh, oh shit. Ramesh Srinivasan.
sharing my voice about this disastrous situation and the sanctity and sacredness of all life, including our brothers and sisters in Gaza right now, and our brothers and sisters in the West Bank who are also.
There's a lot of brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
Stop it, man.
Almost
Going
into
oh my
Cornel
God.
West.
Look, what's going on here?
Why?
Cenk is just imploding.
Oh, that's why I thought you played the video, because it says
Yeah,
30 pairs
exactly.
flare.
Let me save
So
this for
hopefully
later.
oh, you kept this.
You never know. I want to see.
Cenk about to explode. Take a picture, guys. Take a picture.
All right, let's see. I went. This is a long video.
Oh,
Hold on.
I
I
mean,
went
I
too far
must-
back. Let me start here.
Yeah, go a bit. But I would say I love it. I have to. My favorite video. I mean, Cenk at the airport losing it is quite fun. But when he loses at somebody when it's like a friendly fire situation, it's the best, because you can see on the face of the other guy going just, why are you so angry at me? I am like, I'm paid by you, whatever, man. Okay, calm down. Like, just tell me beforehand what I should do. There is no need for this. It's the best. Friendly fires are the best.
5 civilians killed, 2 military combatants, compared to a typical ratio of other wars that is much higher, compared to American wars that's 10 to 1, 12 to 1. Yet those numbers do not bother you. You say
what
that
do you mean they don't bother me? I did a decade of shows against
those numbers don't affect your opinion of what's going on now, I meant to say. And you then also just make up that they're clearly trying to get the Gazan people into Egypt and displace them, when that is.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Jesus,
I should have taken a screenshot of this
guy. I didn't think they allowed this guy on TYT. Are they still? TYT
no, but
still
there's
doing
a good
like
chance
we're gonna
that
have.
Cenk just made up a story or something here that would get like anybody pissed.
No, I think he's defending Israel, man. I think, but let's
yeah.
In certain ways, the illegitimacy of Hamas. They're a terrorist organization that rapes people as a matter of public policy and as the way to resist and get the change they want. Rape and shoot nails into the vaginas of women and take women and babies and children hostages and still holds them hostage. So
sure, I'll respond to that.
Sure. So in some ways, you see the illegitimacy. I would say in every damn way possible, you should see the illegitimacy. You both called it a genocide. It is not a genocide. The International Criminal Court will decide officially whether they think it is or not. It's a sham accusation. It's ridiculous because it is Israel defending itself. I got back yesterday from Israel. I was there for 10 days. During the 10 days that I was there, there were approximately 170 missiles launched at Israel. There were 9 on-the-ground terrorist attacks. There were Israelis murdered in the streets. While I was there, there were rockets that hit Tel Aviv near where I was. I didn't have to seek shelter because it wasn't the exact part of Tel Aviv I was in, but friends of mine did. If you are at the mercy of a terrorist organization.
At the mercy?
You mean the IDF as the terrorist organization?
No, I do not mean the IDF as a terrorist organization. The IDF is defending itself against this genocidal monsters, these genocidal monsters that are Hamas. And it's well documented, and everybody understands that it's an incredibly difficult situation with an incredibly unique set of circumstances of how densely populated it is, how monstrous Hamas is by using their own people as human shields, by putting all of. We're still using that because it's a fact, Cenk.
Fact.
What you're still using is genocide and ethnic cleansing, neither of which make any sense or hold the muster of fact.
It's absurd.
It is not ethnic cleansing because if you've ever been to Israel, have you been to Israel?
Why would I go to a barbarous country that imprisons 5 million Palestinians and never lets them go and brutalizes them, murders them at every turn? So why would I go to that country? Are you insane? No one go to Israel. You should never go to Israel until they end the occupation, and then we love them and we go back.
It's an incredible nation, and it's the only democracy in the Middle East that
democracy.
And you all the time use that as the example of why they should be held to a different standard than Hamas. You talk out of both sides of your mouth on this issue issue constantly. You say they're a democracy, so that's why they have to be held to a different standard. Then I call them a democracy, and you laugh mockingly at the only democracy that is our allies in that region. It's so ridiculous and egregious. And despite all of the evidence shown and all of the tactics that the IDF takes under the advisement of what it needs to do to try to attain its objectives militarily, it does a litany of things that no other nation does. It's an average of 2.5 civilians killed to military combatants compared to a typical ratio of other wars that is much higher, compared to American wars that's 10 to 1, 12 to 1. Yet those—
Oh yeah, but that's such a bullshit thing because it's just a matter of definition, really. They just count everybody as like a military guy, so they're like all male or yeah.
And guess what? Like since 300 years ago, the last time like Americans had a civil war or whatever, like guess what? The brutalities of war, like we expect them to become less. You know what I mean? Like there is an expectation of that, not that it's necessarily true.
I see. I guess.
But Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But you know what I love? I love how democracy, like the word democracy is, and being a democracy is just like it's a virtue in itself. It's like an end in itself. Like it doesn't matter if it's actually helping the majority of people, like in any country, any context. It's just good in itself, really, by now. So, no matter what, it's just a good thing. You don't have to say that it's a democracy that has produced X, Y, and Z. That's why, it's kind of good or bad. I mean, you just say it. So as long as you achieve a democracy, no matter what shape and form that takes, and people get to agree to say that it's a democracy. Otherwise, of course, Iran is also
democracy.
One, and depending, I guess, all depends on what you accept and what your definition.
Elements.
But yeah, it's just used as a thing in general everywhere, as an end in itself, as a virtue.
Oh, sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No worries. I keep on repeating the same two things over and over
sorry.
again. So it's okay.
Just said that again. Okay. No, I just wanted to actually say the exact same thing.
You repeat it 4 more times too. Go
ahead. It's just with a different voice now, so people can have some variety. But no, I mean that is the thing that I don't know. I like to think for. That's the only consistent thing I've had in my life, that I always hated democracy. And these people, like the only part of, we're gonna hopefully take maybe a little break, but then we're gonna look at the Bassem Youssef interview with PBD. And the only part I don't like is the part about democracy, and I don't know any democracy. That every democracy I know. I mean, this is by the way, this is like very well established. Yeah,
everybody knows a lot. I mean, nobody kind of denies
and they are all fucking evil, just like any more explicit forms of oligarchy. Because like democracy is a fantasy. First of all, it's all oligarchy everywhere, all the time, always. It's always that. It's just states cannot function as democracies. You can have a democracy at the local level, and it's usually a reactionary, backward, provincial. Like that's the result, or violence, as was the case with the Greek democracies, American democracies, European democracies. All they cause is just violence, and not all, but they cause a lot of violence. They are very aggressive, internationally speaking. I am exaggerating.
Yeah, often. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really. Yeah, I mean, just the impact of it and what it means and all that, it can vary a lot. But yeah, just taking it this way and throwing it out there as if,
it's a positive thing. It's always a positive thing to ask people's opinion, to take everybody into account. Like you take everybody's opinion into account, and their opinion is that, for example, the guys who have different color hair, they should all be killed. And that's great, because that's a democracy.
Yeah. Exactly. Just watch a little bit, just see 1 or 2 more minutes of this, but it's kind of hard to watch, and then we'll just stop.
Those numbers do not bother you. You say
what
that
do you mean they don't bother me? I did a decade of shows against that.
Those numbers don't affect your opinion of what's going on now, I meant to say. And you then also just make up that they're clearly trying to get the Gazan people into Egypt and displace them, when that is not true. There have been some insane statements from some elements in the Israeli government that are not the official position. position of the government. That is not what the statement
He
of
just
Netanyahu
said from the river to the sea.
He said from the river to the sea, they need to have control of their security. What are you talking about?
That's exactly what the Palestinians say. When we say from the river to the sea, they say it's political. But when it's a Muslim,
exactly not
genocide. You know they didn't actually do it. When it's Israel, when they're actually doing the genocide, no. From the river to the sea, as they're in the middle of the genocide,
that is
you
such
think no
an
big deal,
ignorant
no big deal.
statement. That is such an ignorant statement. When the Palestinians say from the river to the sea, they literally are saying without Jews and Israelis living there and pushing them into the sea. Because
this monster is actually killing them, butchering them.
Because that's why you've condemned the statement.
You've got a theoretical statement on one side, and on the other side you're actually butchering.
So why did you condemn the statement? Because you know that's what it means. That's why you condemn it.
Why don't you condemn Netanyahu?
Yeah, let the professor come in.
He's not saying that they need to displace the
Palestinians. Ben, you're the most biased man in America.
And I do condemn Netanyahu.
Muslims can't say
Comments are always the weirdest. They never get any likes or anything. It's like different than all other comment sections on YouTube.
As we speak,
they need to disavow a fundamentalist belief that wants to kill all Jews as a disease and not allow them to live. That might not bother you, but it does bother me as an Israeli Jew.
That's such a weak excuse. I'll tell you why.
My people,
yes, I'll tell you why.
Please.
Because you always hide, like as if Israel's a tiny little country.
It is.
And they're so defenseless. They're so, oh my God,
tiny,
they can't do anything against the all-powerful Palestinians, who they imprison and take away their water, power, electricity, murder them at all terms, etc. No. If someone was actually trying to kill the Jews, Ben, I would line up in the front line with you. Are you crazy?
They just did that on October 7th.
Exactly. So you go
and they just did it while I was there. They just killed a bunch of people.
So why don't you care about Palestinian lives, Ben?
Of course I do.
24,000 dead, 10,000 children.
Of course I do.
You don't care about them. You don't care about them at all.
Jake, you can shout all you like, but you're the one condemning them to murder. So why don't you care about their lives?
Condemning them to murder?
You're condemning them to a never-ending cycle.
Palestinians is being made to kill them.
Palestinians. You are condemning Palestinians to murder. Because every time I suggest that you put any pressure or the world puts any pressure on Hamas to stop, you say they're
pressure on Hamas. I mean, like, where do you find them to put that pressure?
No,
that's the funniest thing. I mean, more pressure. But hold on, I just want to see what the professor says. That was just funny.
Terrorists. You can't ever tell them to stop, so you can only tell Israel to stop, which, as you know, for a goddamn fact, means that this war will end, Hamas will regroup, they will kill more Israelis, and Israel will kill more Palestinians. And that's what you want. That's what you're advocating for.
Insane, Ben.
That's bull. No.
24, do you need 48,000?
Now doing right into the possibility of going into Egypt would be voluntary. Like in the first month of the Ukraine-Russia war, 5.9 million people were allowed in, but for some reason, condemn them to death.
We agree that the Netanyahu government is extremist and is disproportionately violent. Do you agree with that?
I agree they are extremists,
okay.
and I agree they are.
But
proportion is not a standard. No, it is not. It's about appropriate.
I'm curious.
It needs to be an election.
Both the U.S. is unconditionally backing, and the Netanyahu government, because it has so much leverage, because we're not doing anything, is doubling down on its.
This professor can't get a word in. But no, sorry, I was just saying YouTube comment section. Sorry, TYT's comment section is the weirdest one. They never get any likes, any of the comments. Wait, what's going on? Why though? Are these the latest? Sort by... Oh, top comments, sorry.
What's the general theme?
Sorry, my bad.
Or...
So this top one is against the Ben guy, kinda. So, yeah, no. Yeah,
but that was fascinating.
Just like PBD, kinda. I mean, yeah.
But PBD one was much more fun. This was more like just a rehash of the 90s, right?
Yeah. But yeah, no, they're definitely on Cenk's side.
But we added a good view to him, I think.
A proper view, you know.
A proper view. I bet 20% of video watched.
Very nice. Okay, all right. Let's take a split second and come back to some PBD. Well, PBD is like the ref.
Israel.
He's kind of
PBD.
He's trying not to influence the game.
Yeah,
He
his
just
presence is very godlike.
yeah.
There, but not in a mysterious way. Yeah.
Alrighty, Sam. Let's move on to PBD, which is I don't know. Now I'm kind of more excited to watch it after having watched that TYT thing. Kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. This is like a bit better.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
At least there's the
It's
Ben Youssef guy in it, and the Adam guy. You just kind of feel bad for him, if
who?
anything.
Sorry, who's
Oh,
in it?
I said Ben Youssef. What's his name?
Yeah. Bassem Youssef. I don't.
Bassem.
Bassam. I don't know how to pronounce it, but not Ben.
Not Ben Youssef.
You, you fully Americanized him. No, it's just it's. I feel after the video we watched, it's just you always appreciate somebody who you agree with, who can express himself in a reasonable manner. So basically,
Yeah. So we have like one, two, three videos from him. Do you have any preferences with any of them? Okay, so one is kind of on Trump. So we have two on Israel Palestine. Should I just play the first one a little bit and then while it's interesting, we watch it. When it's not, we just fast forward or find another part or
sure, sure. But the one that I think is that in the title says you have racist
yeah.
something or yeah, that one, as far as I remember, contains the majority of the end debate between the Adam and Bassem, but Bassem Youssef. But I think yeah, there are other
Yeah.
interesting parts too, but that's the
Yeah.
one with the majority, I think.
Okay. All right. Anything
So
else you want to say
let
before?
yeah, yeah, let's give some context.
Mhm.
So in this meeting of giants that's happening here, I mean, Adam is representing the side of Israel and the arguments about Israel, and his main focus, his main question from Bassem Youssef in the beginning is that why everybody cares about this issue so much. And then, yeah, the discussion goes from there, I guess. And Bassem Youssef tries to basically educate this child. I can't even be angry at him
No,
personally
no,
because I
yeah.
feel like he's just so confused. He's
Yeah.
just so poor guy. And oh, another
And it
thing,
kind of
sorry,
feels like
just
a
one more
burden
thing.
on him. Like, I don't know. I feel like for some
Yeah,
reason
I
he
feel like
has to
PBD
take
set him
this
up.
position
No,
and be this.
yeah,
Yeah.
PBD made it.
And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure PBD was like, yeah, you got to do this, man. You're a Jew. You're gonna, you're, he said, no, that's the thing. That's what I was gonna say. He said at some point, I think it's before this. It's in the video that Bassem Youssef talks about Israelis treating Arabs like shit. He says, he says in America, I get called the dirty Jew every day. You think I'd cry about it? And frankly, the only person who can call him a dirty Jew every day, I think, is PBD. I can't think of anybody else. So I'm pretty sure he's been
yeah, who's
abused by.
calling you that
Who's
every
calling him
day?
dirty Jew every day? Really? Is
Like,
that?
stop going to wherever that one person or place
Yeah,
is.
that weird community and the highly
Or like, what are you
transparent
watching?
anti-Semitic community. Yeah, we are still openly calling them dirty Jews. We don't hide it anymore. Even Hamas has taken it out of their charter, but we are not taking. So yeah, I mean, I think yeah, he's basically pressurized by PBD probably. He told him, "You dirty Jew, you have to, you have to do it." How else you explain this? Oh god damn.
But yeah, okay, let's go ahead, watch a bit. Let me know if I should pause ever.
I actually think you're a smart guy. I actually think you know your stuff. You're just so fixated that Israel's the problem. The problem in the Middle East, like I said, follow the money.
Oh.
The countries that are succeeding,
Follow
the
the money.
Qataris, even the Saudis these days, they're coming into the modern world. They're leaving the
Coming to the money.
6th century mentality behind and say, let's get into the 21st century, where they need to succeed. In whether it's Gaza or whether it's
Every
Lebanon or whether it's
sentence
Syria
is
and whether
wrong.
Afghanistan, they need to focus on GDP, not GDT. Gross domestic product, not gross domestic terrorism. And the problem is they're obsessed. Put the guns down. Put the Quran down. Actually start living by the words that the Quran says, not some false equivalent of what they think is actually going on there. You talk about the genocide in Israel or in Gaza as if it's just a matter of fact. Well, let me show some stats for you, because after you see these stats, Israel's the worst genociders ever. The numbers, according to the world data, if you trust data, between 1990 and 2022, the Palestinian population overall went from 2 million to 5 million, okay? Pretty bad at genocide if that's what's happening right there. In Gaza, it went from 645,000 to 2.1 million. It's 3x. That ain't genocide to me. Now, to 20,000 people, 30,000 people needlessly killed during this bullshit war that was started by Hamas, is that horrible? 1,000,000%. And any Jew or any Israeli,
give me that number again. 600,000 to what?
645,000 to 2.1 million.
From what to, from when to where?
This is in 1990 to 2022.
Do you know why they increased?
Because they're having babies like crazy.
No. You see, this is how like when you watch data while being uninformed makes you look very stupid.
Tell me why. Tell me how the population has gone from 2 million to 5 million.
Yeah, because most of the 1.5 extra million didn't come from Gaza. They were pushed away from other parts of Israel. So most of these people, they have increased because of refugees being kicked out.
If you're talking about the settlers, those are tens of thousands. Stop
I'm talking about
those
Gaza.
Aren't millions of people.
Dude, listen, my wife's family is not from Gaza, and yet they found themselves in Gaza because they were sitting in other cities and villages outside Gaza. This is the systemic pushing of people from other parts of Israel, pushing them to Gaza.
That's not millions of people. This is why I said that you're intellectually dishonest or intellectually lazy.
No,
that's not the cause of millions of people being moved. I'm familiar with the settler stuff and the disengagement in 2006.
You don't know what you're talking about. These are people that
millions.
In his head, he just has like a list of like things that he knows. I'm aware of the 2006 thing.
Yeah, no, he's just so, he had everything so ready. This part about, I'm aware of the settlement and stuff on the West Bank. It's completely like a different region, like completely. I am completely aware of that is a completely different case. I am aware of it. But, oh my, he's so confused, poor guy, though. You can see how they fucked him, though, right? They told him, and he didn't think of that. When Bassem Youssef told him right now that people were pushed into that area, he was like, "Oh shit, I didn't think of that. Like, I thought people are fixed in one place." Damn.
This is not even the worst. This is not even the worst part at all.
Oh no, it's not. This part is the fun part. Yeah.
Millions of people.
What?
Okay.
The people who belong to Gaza are 700,000 people. Right now, Gaza is 2.2 million. That is not birth rate, my friend. These are people pushed from, and by the way, that's not the first time. 1948, at the night of the declaration of the State of Israel, 1.5 million Palestinians were like moved overnight. So it's not the first thing. So before you giving me numbers you want to appear smart, know what are behind the numbers, because these are not people giving babies.
Okay.
These are people being pushed from other places in order to be part of the open air prison that it is.
Okay, so then,
it's not deliberate.
If you want to fact check me, let me fact check you. Anytime that there's numbers increasing, Bassem, going from 650, 450, whatever you want to call it, to 2 million, however it happens, that's the exact opposite of a genocide. So the whole genocide, the whole open air prison, are talking points of BS.
No,
and this is why I said you were intellectually lazy, or you just hate Israel.
Basically, this whole thing about you hate Israel and hate Islam, this is a very lazy way to talk to people.
It's kind of like your thing.
What did I tell you that is so lazy? What did I tell you, like you're fucking racist?
Because you've already said that multiple times.
No, I didn't say.
Yeah, you said that multiple times.
I said your undertone is racist.
So not me, but what's going on inside of me.
And some like the way that you analyze numbers is very lazy, because again,
really, when I actually use stats and data from the most credible sources, that's lazy.
These are numbers that were outside of Gaza.
You've said no stats. You've given fucking opinions the whole time.
It's like saying that California has increased triple, or this has people in Texas increased because of birth rate. No, they increased because people from California started moving voluntarily. You have pushed 1.5 million people outside of Gaza, inside of Gaza in a matter of 12 years, and that's why the number has inflated. It's not because they were giving birth rate.
So then where's the genocide?
They were evacuated.
Where's this alleged genocide happening?
That's happening right now under your eyes.
So as of 3 months ago, there was no genocide. So it's just a new.
Well, we didn't actually use the word genocide before 3 months ago.
Okay, but you've been calling for the river for the sea.
We didn't use it
for decades. So,
Well, also Israel have a lot of maps that is putting in the greater Israel from the Nile and the Euphrates. That's genocide for 5 countries there. And this is not by people in the street or people on YouTube. These are ministers. These are officials in the official government of Netanyahu. If you have someone, an Arab president, like the Egyptian president or the Jordanian king, tell you from the river and the sea, it's like, oh, it's the Arab authorities. You are basically complaining people on Facebook and the official viewpoint of the Israeli government. You're basically comparing apples to oranges. It doesn't make any sense. You're basically comparing activists with people with power, with money, and with weapons. So I don't know how come you're comparing
so
them.
what's your solution? Because you got all these answers and we have no solutions. What's your solution?
Justice. Stop killing people and give them back their land. That's it.
Okay.
And giving them back the land, it's going to be a much more complicated thing.
Who's going to lead your negotiations? Mahmoud Abbas, 88 years
Man, what is he saying? How can you be like just? Oh, I feel. I mean, you come off this stupid when you're dragged into something that's not your strength. You know, I don't think talking politics and international relations or whatnot or history has ever been his strong suit. And here he's forced to do this. This is what it looks like.
No, it's just he's so dumb. He's like, if the Nazis would show him like a stat that just look in these Polish cities in 1942, suddenly the Jewish population explodes. It's unbelievable. In outskirts of cities, actually, mostly, you know, outskirts of Warsaw. You know, some people call it Warsaw Ghetto. Suddenly, there is all these Jews, they explode. So what are you talking about? What genocide?
Yeah. No, I love the stats thing. The way he's like, I gave you stats. Like, okay.
I gave you data, man. I gave you data. Okay. And you don't data, you argue with data. He's beyond confused, poor guy. But but I'm pretty sure it's in this part as well that the other guy, the Greek guy, comes in, who's also just amazing because he's a full-on conspiracy theorist. So he's just like, you know, he's okay. Do you think Israel knew about it? Do you think maybe Israelis and Hamas are working together? Do you think so? That I hope that part is here too, but I think it's
and I wish another part was here, but it's not. Maybe it's in the other video. So it kind of has to do with the GDP versus GDT that he mentions.
Because it was earlier in this video.
No, he brings this up again, and there he goes through like. He starts naming every country in the region and keeps on saying that, you know, any country that's rich, you see they have no problems and they're so good. And the other ones are all like terrorists. It's just hilarious.
They're in 6th century. But how proud do you think, first of all, that GDT thing, is that his own original work? And how proud do you think I'm pretty sure he bought himself like a beer right after he came up with that the night before this debate. Don't you think?
It is too funny, man. Probably, I don't think he came up with it, man. I can't even see him coming up with that. Or maybe he did.
He had a ghostwriter. He paid the comedian.
No, he read it somewhere.
Maybe that's true. Or that part, man, where put the guns down, put the Quran. Like every terrorist has a Quran in one hand. Kalashnikov in another. Guys, where are you guys?
Too funny. And then here I love how suddenly he's like, okay, so who's gonna lead your negotiation?
Exactly.
Suddenly,
so detailed. He's Egyptian.
He's like, okay, book the room? Did you book the room? Calm down. 2 seconds ago you were against me. Okay, now you're on my side.
Yeah. Bassem, who's your 11 team man, huh? Who are your top 11 people plus the bench? You can have 5 people on the bench. You're allowed. Name. Give me names, Bassem. I want data. I want hard data, okay?
Too funny.
I have no idea, man.
No,
I have no idea.
That's the point. You don't have an idea.
Well, when I say I have no idea, I'm being humble because there's a many people who can do it. But like, I'm not a politician. I'm a comedian. I come here to tell some of my opinions. But the thing is, you want to put me and you use that and you give me, I'm sorry to say, butchered political information and numbers that doesn't say anything.
Stats are really butchered in political. But it's interesting how you have all the solutions for Israel, but you have no solutions for Gaza or Hamas. Very interesting. Very interesting how you can critique everything that's going on in Israel. Yes, they do have some things they need to rectify. Just like the United States, just like any democracy. You've got all the answers there, Bassem. When I said, what do they do over here in Gaza? What do they do? I have no idea. I'm just a comedian. Don't listen to me. So which one is it? You either know your shit or you're actually just...
So what was your question? What's the solution for
what's
Israel?
the solution
I said the Israel
for
take
Gaza?
back the land. For Gaza, how about you stop the killing and then we...
No, that wasn't his question. His question was like, who's gonna lead the negotiations for you?
No,
Because
he
he
had
already
before
answered the
that.
solution.
He had many different questions, Kamala. Don't
Because he
don't
answered
write.
the solution.
Okay, so let's say we do
Yeah.
All right.
that.
Okay.
So here's what I believe. I think we need to demilitarize Gaza. We need to de-radicalize because they're the leading.
How are you going to deregulate? How do you do that?
Well, maybe let's stop.
So how about
stop summer schools where they teach about jihad and they start playing football and soccer.
How about the religious schools in Israel that actually tell people that we should kill all Arabs? And these videos are
you know all those Jews that are running around bombing everywhere around the world? No, it doesn't fucking exist. It's only in Islam.
Oh, really? But what about the Jews killing the Palestinians inside?
I'm talking about around the world. If I said there was
we're bad people. We're bad people. Take us out.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, we're very hot.
Okay, what I'm saying is they need to.
Religion. We are a terrorist religion. Take it out.
You said it. Your words.
Let's do it.
You said it. Your words.
Yeah.
Your words.
Let's do it. I mean, like
your words.
This is like you have a really interesting outlook for people who look like me. You look at me and I'm Muslim, and you have all of these assumptions about me being a terrorist, while Islam is not a terrorist.
You said the words, Bassem. I didn't say those words.
You know what's the difference between Islam and terrorists? They go on like some rogue groups and they kill and they do shitty stuff. But you have like a whole country with a whole military arsenal who is committing terrorism every single day, backed up by the US.
There's your Israel talk.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk it. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Totally cool.
That's my opinion.
Totally cool. Yeah. It's all good. But you're trying to tell me that Islam doesn't have a terrorist problem?
Muslims have a terrorist problem.
Correct.
It's like when you say Islam has a Muslim problem, when you say Judaism has a Muslim problem. All right, a lot of Muslims are assholes and they're doing horrible stuff, and I do not feel the need to defend those people because those people don't represent me. The thing is,
if Jews were running around all over the world blowing themselves up as suicide bombers, as a Jew, I'd be like, guys, what the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Okay.
This is accomplishing nothing. But here's the reality. Jews aren't doing that, and Christians aren't doing that.
Jews are not.
Let me ask you a question.
They're not doing that in Gaza. They're not doing that in the...
He even just said Christians are not doing that. I mean, nobody is. Yeah, this is just so embarrassing for the guy.
It's beyond. I mean, it's surprising, but I would say though, in my experience, most normal people are closer to him.
Oh, for sure.
Than you would, like I would have hoped by now, but sadly.
But I mean, nobody would say that because I mean, everybody knows about America and and like Europe and other things like.
What? What do you mean? Which part?
That he's like you never see Christians going around killing people, but yeah, I mean, everybody says that America is this and America is that, so nobody says stuff that stupid.
No, man, they do though. I've heard a lot. Like even in Iran, you hear your usual middle class sort of self-hatred that. Oh, Christians, they are so peaceful, they never do that. Or, Jews are so peaceful, they never do that. We are Muslims. So, like, I think a lot of normies think like him, to be honest. And do say, I've heard stuff like that, quite. Like, and vice versa. But I've heard the other, like, oh, we Christians are the worst. Muslims, they are so in tune with nature. Like, I've heard all, like, everybody thinks, everybody's grass is greener or some shit. I don't know. But, so I've heard it all. Like, I'm not saying like one way or the other. So, yeah. But it was fascinating that he wouldn't even back down. Like, when, like, I would have adjusted my strategy, I think, at some point when I fucked up this badly. I don't know. How would you, what would you have done if you were like him, like imagine like halfway through, like it's hard to imagine, I know, but
unfortunately, I think someone in his position, he can't just I mean, he doesn't have the brain. He would have had the brain, which is to like take it in and let this turn into a lesson. No, so you're just gonna have to throw in like dirty, debate tactics as much as you can, and just so you're
intellectually dishonest. Yeah, you're intellectually and lazy. So I don't know which one. You one of.
Oh yeah.
Everything you talk about is Gaza. I'm talking about
because
the
that's
world.
what's happening
You're
right now.
so obsessed with this one
Gaza
topic.
is not
I'm trying to
because
understand
my family
the world.
lives there.
Okay,
because my family lives there.
But my family's in Israel.
Really?
So only your family counts. My family doesn't count.
No. Okay, but like, did your family live in an open air prison and being killed every day?
The open air prison, the genocide. Get them.
You see how you
get them new talking
You see
points.
how
Open air
it's the
prison.
only talking point.
Israel left Gaza in 2006.
It didn't leave. It left and it put it under blockade.
It's called a disengagement.
No,
why do they have a blockade? Maybe because they're shooting missiles hundreds of times a day. Yeah, I'd pretty much put a country in a blockade if they were shooting missiles every single day.
Cut them from the sea, cut them from the water. It's like, okay, go live. How do you do that?
Let's move on from Israel because I know you're hyper obsessed with it. Why?
I'm not hyper obsessed. You keep asking me about Israel.
No, I ask you about the world, and I'm asking you about Christianity and Muslims and Judaism. You want to focus on Israel. Why can Muslims move to any Christian country they want, but Christians and Jews can move to 0 Muslim countries? Why is that?
What about Dubai? What about
I'll ask it again.
What about all of these countries? What are you talking about?
You mean the
You're just mentioning Qatar and Dubai and all of there's like a lot of expats living there.
So the middle, this is my point, and I'm glad you're catching on.
Yeah.
That I'm not racist. I'm pointing.
I think that was his stupidest comment. The thing about you can just go to any country. You can't. Like, you just can't, and no one can go to any country that they want just like that in general. Like, forget about everything you say, just in general, there's like passport, visas. We'll leave that for another day. Anyway.
I mean, you remember what you said about...
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, I'm glad you are catching on. The confidence level is just unbelievable. No, but that part it was exactly what you said about the last comment he made. He's just, the way he phrased it, was so weird. And I've never heard that Christians never go to Muslim countries, but Muslim, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you even, like, besides the whole Dubai and Qatar thing, do you know, like, there is plenty of, like, Lebanese Christians.
Yeah.
What the hell are you on about? Just complete dumbass.
Yeah, I think he's just, he's just seeing red so much. I think if you asked him this, like, calmly in a different situation, he wouldn't have given you this answer because... I mean, everybody knows to that extent. I mean,
Oh,
but he's just
apparently he's from Florida, so I wouldn't count on it.
Pointing out.
Well, there are Christian countries who like shit. I wouldn't lose that because of the economy.
I'm pointing out that in certain Muslim countries, they're getting it right. Or at least attempting to.
Good for them.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes, good for them. Good for Qatar. Good for UAE. Good for Saudi and what MBS is doing. Good for them. They're examples of what could be done. Gaza, if they took the billions of of international aid, could be Dubai, but they decided to make a terror state. So the question that I'm asking is...
are you saying that there's so many money coming in and just like Hamas used it in order to make weapons?
There's people of Hamas who are literal billionaires living in Qatar, flying around on private jets. How do you explain that?
They're horrible people and I don't condone them. All right. Okay. I'm talking about the millions of people in Gaza.
But horrible people, Hamas. Let's not talk about that. We'll move on. But Israel, let me give you a dissertation over here.
Like,
I'm trying to give you
some... You're just like shouting over me.
I'm not. Because every time I'm talking,
you are basically going around all of the stuff that's happening with Muslim people that is bad. And then basically what you're doing is you are undertoning, you are trying to find an excuse to keep that killing in Gaza continue. Because Muslims are bad, Muslims are terrorists, Muslims are poor. So let's just like kill those people in Gaza.
You are so intellectually lazy. It's comical. Because I'm not even talking about Gaza.
You keep insulting me.
You keep insulting me
because I'm trying.
Because like you are a motherfucking racist. How would you
what have I said that's
that?
Racist? I'm saying that
everything that you say about racists, the way that you speak about Muslims, that we are terrorists and we are horrible people. Basically, you're telling people that we deserve to die.
Bassem,
and Israel has everything to do in order to kill those people. Anyways,
I've said zero of those words.
Hopefully, if
you were putting all those words in my mouth, I said zero of those words.
If my wife's cousin, who's a doctor, get killed tomorrow, I'm going to send you a postcard.
So if my actual cousin gets killed in Israel, that's okay.
They will not, because you know what? They are safe because he's not living in an open air prison.
Why are they safe? Maybe because they have the Israeli Defense Force, the Iron Dome that stops all the missiles.
They don't have.
But we have one more, so I just thought.
No, go up though. I was gonna. Is he? Yeah. That's the thing though. So dumb.
Yeah, but I'm
Like,
glad the PBD comment section isn't dumb though.
no, no, like it was. I didn't. Everybody was making fun of him in a
Yeah.
very brutal manner. It was quite fun, from what I saw. I don't know. Maybe it's changed
No,
since.
it's absolutely like that. I've yet to find one that supports him.
Oh, one of the comments that was amazing. I should have saved it, but it was that PBD should make Adam apologize to Bassem and then fire him. That would be good. That would be
Yeah.
fantastic. But I'm pretty sure he's mistaken Palestinian Arabs and stuff with, I mean, I don't know, Smurfs or some kind of sort of cartoon characters. He's like, yeah, you see these Arabs is he so like so dumb? It's just too dumb. I don't know how can you challenge that? The way he's talking about like some countries are getting it right and uh,
And yeah,
yeah,
he's like, yeah, yes.
yeah, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. You're right. You're right there. Oh
Watch a bit
God.
more here this one, see if there's anything fun.
Egypt.
That's the
Straight up.
treat.
Like, would you go to Afghanistan? Would you go to Iraq? Would you go to Syria?
Afghanistan, no. Syria, no. Iraq, no.
No. Would you ever perform in Israel?
No,
You would not.
no.
Why? They would accept you.
I don't accept them.
You don't accept Israel, the state of Israel.
No, I don't accept them taking care of me getting in. That's no problem. The problem is when you go in Israel, it's not about going in Israel or not. It's that the fact that they really show you a terrible time. You go in the security, they treat you like shit.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've been invited by Palestinians a lot to go to there. And so, like, I would go to you, but, like, I don't want to deal with the border control of Israel. It's just because they humiliate you. They treat
And that's
you like,
because you're Arab, or that's
Yeah.
because.
because they're mad.
But they have 20% of their population is Arab. They're not leaving.
Yeah, but they're treating them like shit.
Not according to them. I've seen them. I've met them.
I met them too. I mean, they don't have, like, you're talking about the 20% of Palestinians?
I'm talking about
I've
The-
met
the
five
Arab
of
percent
them.
of,
How many
of
have you?
Israelis are Muslims or Arabs.
Yeah.
If given a choice to move to any other Middle Eastern country, given the state of circumstances of the Middle East, they would choose 100 times out of 100 to stay in the democracy of Israel. Why don't they leave?
Have you talked to them
Are
about
you
their
sure?
healthcare and their schools? Because they're about like 25 Arab cities that they don't have hospitals or schools. They have to take.
In Gaza or in the West Bank?
No, I'm talking about inside Israel. I'm talking about Arabs with Israeli passports, fully fledged Israeli citizens. They don't have a single cinema, they don't have a single hospital, they don't have a single school in their cities, and they have to go to the Jewish states in order to go there. There are many, 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 many daily microaggressions against the Arabs who live in Israel having the Israeli passport. Even within the Israeli community, you have slurs like Arabi Malukhlakh, which actually that's their N-word. They're, I mean, I
this
can
part
go
is like-
on and on and on
But
about the
slurs are going to be everywhere. In America, where we're
but-
all equal, there's slurs.
Yeah.
Every day I get called a dirty Jew. You think I'm crying?
No, but like every day here, if you find someone's like nigger,
PBD's like, that's
you know,
right.
Like,
yeah,
Dirty
Basically,
Jew.
200 years of America.
exactly. But like when you have like one part of them who's much more stronger, and actually control the other one, and all they do is like slurs because the Arabs cannot do slurs against the Jews.
So why don't they leave?
Well, some of them actually,
He keeps on saying this, why don't they leave? Like
We're
he knows like
fucking
you're
right.
not allowed, like where like I'm pretty sure in his head he thinks just because other countries in the region are like Muslim that if you just want to like transfer to another one, they'll just come and
Yeah.
pick up your house and everything and your life,
I
take
mean,
it
they're
for
Arab,
you
right?
and put it there and then be like, welcome, let me know if you need anything,
Would
dinner's
you
on
like a
me for
loan
this
to
year.
start
Like,
a
yeah.
small business?
Like, go
No,
where?
man, besides that,
Where are people
it's
supposed to
like,
go? He thinks
yeah,
it's
it's
like
there.
moving from Texas to Florida. Like, he thinks it's the
Even
same
moving
thing.
from Texas to Florida, you have to sell your
Yeah.
house first or change the mortgage ownership.
Or find
It's not like,
something
well,
to do.
this guy has Yeah, has this guy ever like worked for in real life or something, or has paid rent or something? Like you wanna rent a place, it takes like 2 months to
Yeah.
in the same city. You know, like why they don't go to another country with a completely different language and
Yeah.
like a system of governance? Why they at
Who
age
doesn't
like
allow you to
72?
come? I mean,
Who doesn't give them visa
I mean,
anyway?
like I said, we're saving the concept of visa and all this for a future
Yeah, let's put that
video.
aside. Just Jesus Christ, like it's really big. You know, if you have to go that level of okay, Adam, listen, humans when they reach adulthood, you know, they have to work for money, you know, and they need shell. Like if you have to go that back, I don't know how you can argue with these people.
Surreal.
But who do you
Because
think calls him dirty Jew every
Every-
day? Every day he's getting called that. In America, in Florida or wherever the hell this is.
it is basically it is between like a shock and a hard place. Yeah, there.
Oh, let's see what
The whole
PBD
idea
comes
about
in
like
with.
saying that we want to preserve the city of Tarshiha as a Jewish, Zionist, secular country. So I don't know how Zionist and secular would go and Zionist come in the same
And Jewish.
city. So.
It's interesting too what question you're asking, right? Because like I'll sit there and if you want to read this real quick, I'll sit there and I'll talk to my friends in California and I'll say, hey, you know, California, this, I hate California. I hate this. I hate that. I hate this. And he'll say, well, why don't you leave?
These people are
I
so
can't leave California. Why can't you leave California? Well, because my family's here, my unit's here, my kids are here, my uncle, my aunt, my grandma, da 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 da. Okay, got it. But I hate it here. I wish I was living in Texas or I was living in Florida, whatever. Okay. Some people here, I can't believe, you know, da da da. Okay, why don't you leave? Well, I can't, you know, this, that.
Yeah, I was right. They're comparing it to like just people randomly moving interstate in the
Yeah,
US, which
in
you are
in the
right,
same country.
as his friends pointed out, it's not. I mean, there are a few things you need to take into consideration, you know,
We're
just
talking about
few, you know, my daughter and their family are here. Well,
yeah,
why
like the
don't you
man.
leave? And I just told you one reason why, you know, but why don't you? Okay.
But what about how about fuck your daughter?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, you're right. I should leave. No, but it's I love the
So
fact
they're
though that
literally yeah. Wow.
PBD's eyes is always on the money though. Like even in the middle of this Israeli-Palestinian thing, okay, let's promote Florida a little bit, guys. Let's do some little promotion for Florida. House prices might go up because of this one. So my friends, always nagging about California. That liberal shit.
True. Oh my God.
Oh God,
He
it's
brought it and
just
he saw his opening. When they talked
yeah.
about like moving, he's okay, at least we're talking about moving. I think I can bring this in, okay? So
How can I bring Florida into this somehow? Or a medical insurance, one of my two favorite topics. The two topics I made money on.
oh my God.
We lived in Iran. We left, lived in Tehran for 10 years. And I mean, I went to school there till fifth
Yeah,
grade. I
how did
read,
that turn out?
write, Farsi, everything till I left. And I went to Germany, right? I lived in Germany for a year and a half. And then we finally get here. Like, holy shit, we make it to America, right? It's like a dream. But the people that, it's not the people that can't leave that give the argument of why don't they leave. It's the people that can leave that choose to stay. Why do you choose to stay? Like I'd love to have a room full of 50 people who are Arabs who can choose to leave Israel. Why are you not leaving? Make sense? Just to kind of get an idea. What would you say? Why are you not leaving?
You sort out my
If you have the
visa, I'll
ability to
leave.
leave, you can go to a different place. Why don't you choose?
Why do 2 million
Get
people
me a
in Gaza
green
being
card,
bombed every
motherfucker.
single day for 100 days? Why don't they leave? Because that's their land, right? So you can be living in a very shitty situation, but you will not leave because you know that you're not going to get back again. There's those people living in Gaza, 2.2 million people. They're living under subhuman conditions.
I mean, they literally cannot go anywhere. They're like literally
Oh,
not
they are
allowed or
under
not
blockade.
accepted.
No, I thought we were
Someone
talking
would
about
find a
Arab Israelis.
Palestinian, yeah, with an Israeli passport might be able to. I guess they could move to the US. I don't know
Yeah,
which country.
probably US. I have no. I'm sure there is like a 6 months limit or something, but they can probably, if they find a job, they can probably change it to a,
Yeah.
a work permit or a green card or something, I assume.
So their
But
solution pretty much
man,
is
no, no, no,
anytime that
no.
something happens somewhere,
No, but
everybody just goes somewhere else.
man, and especially for, I assume, from what I understand, Arab Israelis are not the richest part of the Israeli
Mhm.
society. But for most people, it's not like the airplane tickets are not that cheap, by the way. I don't know
Yeah.
which fucking universe these guys live in, but like all these, like another place you rent at, like in this day and age,
Yeah.
like you know what,
And make
like it's like
something
as if
happen
Arab
there. It's
families
not
have
like
all these.
it's guaranteed wherever you go that you're gonna, have a good life and make a living,
Yeah, within
and all
the
that.
like immediately, I'm gonna have enough money to
Yeah.
rent. And people want to form families. Language barrier is a big thing. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, and where to go? Like Jordan, where half of the time there is no electricity, and at least the
I mean,
devil
they don't
would
even
know the
accept
place
you
in.
there. They'll like put you as
Not
a
well.
refugee.
Let's put that aside, which is a completely legal obstacle. But yeah, it's just they live in this fantasy land that people have these choices and options, and you know, like
Which a
middle
lot of
class
people
people
do.
find it.
That's true. And
Yeah,
a lot of people do what he's saying anyway. He's acting like nobody
yeah,
does this. A lot of people have
but
left
they are
Israel
like,
and willingly, or
yeah, they are
not willingly,
usually
but
like
yeah.
of a mm, no, there was, for example, a massive exodus from Lebanon and
Mhm.
Iran to US and other countries, right? But like,
Mhm.
these people, I mean, probably were better off, I would imagine, than what Arab Israelis are in Israel as a
And again,
whole.
some people can do that, not everyone, and it
Yeah,
also
and
depends on
what's her name?
different
Hadid
times.
family, the Palestinian
Yeah,
model that became famous recently, or was famous, I don't know,
yeah,
the Gigi Hadid or whatever her name is.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
she's
there's a
very
lot
good.
of rich Palestinians that live in America or Canada, or
Yeah.
yeah, so no, or I'm sure Arab Israeli. I no,
I think
but
PBD and Adam are ready to put all this behind if they come to Florida and buy, apartments from their agency or something. They're like,
yeah,
listen, we'll put this whole thing
guys,
behind us if you want to get this nice condo I have, 2 bedroom.
you you sign up to my multi-level marketing
Yeah.
medical scam,
And we
and
forget
it's
about the
all.
whole thing.
To be honest, I never liked Israel in the first
This
place.
is
I
the
I
thing.
call Adam a dirty Jew every day to his face.
Who do you think calls him?
It's me in his face. So, I'm ready, guys. You sign up for a couple of medical bills and, a house that cannot be insured due to, rising water levels and crocodiles nearby. And we are good. Palestinians, I'm with you. No,
Too funny.
PBD. Like, that's the thing about people like PBD and Trump, though. I swear to God, man, if Trump becomes president, if Mahmoud Abbas offers him that, you can make Trump hotel in the middle of Gaza City, I'm pretty sure he might
For
switch
sure.
sides. He's that simple. He
I
would,
mean,
and put in a fattoush salad too, like one of those nice Arab salads. Put that in, and
yeah.
Trump will change sides immediately.
It's kind of funny that you said that. So I don't know if you want to watch more of this video, because in this
I
video they
wouldn't
talk
mind,
about
yes.
Trump and
Did it? Which
and they get
I don't.
and they say this. Oh, actually, let's watch this. Why weren't there wars under Trump? Because it's actually not true what the premise
Oh,
of the
PBD. Yeah,
conversation.
PBD is
But
so
he
funny
says,
here.
but
Yeah.
he asks Bassem, and Bassem says, well, I think it's because of business reasons. So just Trump was so fixated on business that, so like you just said, open a hotel here and we'll put the whole thing behind us.
Yeah, but yeah,
So
maybe.
that
No,
kind of
no, but
stuff.
but
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 it's
but
not
let's
true
play
though. The
let's play
war thing is not
PBD's
true.
rationale.
And you can say kind of the same things almost about Biden. So
No, I don't. No, I think there is a slight truth to it. First of all, I would say
a
the
slight tr
highlight of this video is PBD's rationale for why during Trump nothing had. That was the best
Oh, I
rationale
don't
I've seen.
remember that.
So that's the one you remember it. We talked about it before the show. But anyways, but
I'm
I
curious. What
think
did I
Biden
say?
is a. I do think Biden is much more of a innately creature of a system, not deep state or anything. Like creature of a system, he's
Yeah,
been
for
part of
sure.
the Senate. Trump is
But
much more,
under
I
him
think,
also,
just
the US hasn't started any new wars. You can say other wars have started around him,
Ukraine.
Ukraine and Russia, but he didn't start that. It's not a US war. But yeah, that has happened during the time while he was.
All right, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Russia technically
Because
started that, I
tr
guess.
yeah, and I mean
Yeah, the
because
build-up was
Trump
happening
also
during Trump.
bombed in the Middle East and all this. Of course, there's a thing that he did
Yeah,
with
mother of
Iran.
all bombs.
Yeah, the mother of all bombs in Afghanistan. So there isn't even that much. There's some truth
But
to it. It is
no, no,
true though that on Ukraine, if Trump was there, a lot of people think he would not be, he would not have the
yeah,
same
yeah,
position as the
escalated as
as the
much.
US government right now. With North Korea, of course, he acted very interestingly. With Iran, he
No,
didn't act interestingly. If there was
yeah,
one thing I could ask Trump, I'd be like, yo, buddy, the Iran thing, that too. Listen, I know a land. I'll get it to you. You just chill for a year and it's yours. Okay, it's a whole city. Okay, just
I,
let this whole thing cool down. Just give him
no,
some
you're right. To be
farmlands or
honest,
something.
no, you're right. Substantively in foreign policy, there was no real. I mean, no, you're right. You're right. I was gonna say he started releasing the Taliban leaders, and basically
No,
he
he
like
started the
during
Biden thing.
no
Yeah, the withdrawal.
he during him withdrawal pretty much happened. I mean,
Yeah,
he like sets in motion all the things.
yeah.
But then again, if you say that that was like because of him, then you can say the Ukraine thing, he also set things in motion then.
Perhaps, and I
So
mean for the Biden, but then Biden can say, well, okay, fine, he set it in motion, but I followed through. It's not that hard to not officially say it and just start
I don't
slightly
think he had a
reversing.
choice though.
Perhaps, and I mean, at least, yeah, maybe the U.S. military was all for that, but like at least the media, bigger like media kind of Democrats weren't for it. So I mean, he took a lot of shit in the beginning. You remember when they
Sure,
said this
sure.
is going to cost him his election? I'd love
Oh
to
yeah.
find a person who remembers that now. They'll be like, wait, wasn't
There
that
is
like two
Afghanistan
elections
again.
ago?
I remember when Obama pulled out of
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
I
It was a
remember. Yeah, probably in history books, Obama will get the credit for that.
it was
It's
during
like,
his
just
first
put
presidency.
it.
Third year, if I'm not. No, you're right. You're right. In real terms, yeah, maybe it's more of a hope
And of course,
because
Syria
just
and all
he
that were
just said it.
coming to an end. So
No, that was yeah, that was all. Like yeah, but he killed Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi like a dog. He begged like a dog. I don't believe that, by the way. But let's play PBD's rationale is
Yeah.
more accurate.
Let's see.
Let's
Maybe
be
he says
honest.
it here. So the title of this video is "Why weren't there wars
Yeah, yeah.
wars under
Been a
Trump?"
Trump fan. I
Begins
know
with
you're a
it.
big fan of his, and you've campaigned for him and all that stuff. I've heard you getting up there. You open up for him all the time, which is beautiful.
Oh,
to
I love
see.
Trump. He's my favorite.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Why do you think? Sometimes you sit there and you say,
Part of a
"Man, I
family.
can't stand that person. That person is da 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 da."
Oh,
And then, shit, maybe am I wrong myself? Maybe that guy's not as bad as I think that guy's. Fuck, there's no way in the world I can say anything good about him. No way. If I do, God forbid if I do, right? Okay. Do you think, like, every family, has that one tough guy in the family. And when that person is alive, nobody does anything stupid. Do you know what I'm talking? Every family has it. You have it. I have it. We all have it, right? It's an uncle. It's a grandfather. It's a father. It's somebody.
Is the
right?
bully?
He's not the bully. It's not the bully. It's the guy that doesn't
guys, like,
allow
what the
the
fuck
bully
did I
to
get
bully.
myself
That
into?
guy. It's the guy that
The
does.
protector. You mean.
Yeah, it's like the protector. It's kind of like you don't want to wake that guy up. Like, that one scene from Christopher Walken in
You
a
wanna
movie
wake
says,
that guy
every
up?
once in a while, the lion is sitting there and they come and pull him and they do this and they do that.
The hyenas are biting his
Every
ankle.
once in a while, the lion has to wake up and tell everybody. Because everybody knows what the lion is capable of.
Yes.
Right? This is why people.
What the
Man,
lion?
sorry, one thing though. Imagine if this is like how lame of nonsense stories he's saying here publicly. Can you imagine the bullshit he tells his kids and at home
Yeah,
and
I
all
was
that?
exact.
Because
Man.
this kind of stuff people
Oh
say
my
at
God.
home, but like they don't dare, going saying it to other people that much or publicly. If he's saying these things here,
Man,
God knows the lessons or the weird analogies or what the hell he tells his kids at dinner. I can
oh
just
my
imagine the
God.
wildness of these stories.
I mean, I'll tell you this after, but first of all, I think his children and his wife deserve every penny
Yeah,
they get out of him and more probably,
they're
because
gonna.
can you imagine just putting up with this nonsense on like a drive or breakfast or like a family dinner?
Yeah.
And for people who are on I don't know if you remember this movie, but I'm pretty sure the way he has dinner or lunch with his family is exactly like how Will Ferrell's character used to have lunch with his family in Talladega Nights.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if
Yeah, I don't know. I
you
don't. Yeah.
no, it's people who know it's a very famous scene in Talladega Nights where they are having lunch together, and then he starts talking about baby Jesus and all that. And I can imagine PBD being exactly like that, going on some weird analogy about each family needs a wolf, the wolf that tears apart family boundaries, but also links the family boundaries together. Okay,
Oh,
but the
seriously.
lion. People know what the lion is capable of, but they don't test him because he's passed these tests this summer.
How did he become so rich? How did he make money? Or like,
Multi-level marketing, medical
how
stunt,
how
medical
does it? Why
insurance.
why can't I do multi-level marketing?
Because he's the most Iranian American. Like he's like a perfect specimen of a bazaar
Of a
of Iran
multi.
mixed with, I swear to God, bazaar from Tehran mixed with American capitalism, and you get this. This is what you get. Like the best multi-level marketing scammer in the world.
Bazaar is market by the way, like yeah, like a small
Bazaar is, yeah,
market.
like, and people there are famously silver-tongued, shall we say?
Jesus, yeah, maybe I guess that explains.
Yeah.
Put on their house sign that says what? There's a vicious dog,
Yeah.
in the back. Or this house believes in the Second Amendment. Whether
How
they
did
have a
you
gun
get
or
the
not,
dog from
the
Uncle?
person that's trying to rob the house is going to say what? I don't want to go and rob a house that may have a gun in there, right? So that sign avoids conflict.
Yes.
Why do you think, Bassem? I'm so curious to know what kind of an answer you're going to give to this. Why do you think
Bassem is
during
like,
Trump there was
kill
no
me, please.
war, no conflict, and we were expecting to see World War III under him? Why do you think?
I have no idea. And I think because maybe Trump, as much as I don't like him, he was kind of business oriented. He said, like, I'm not gonna. How much will that war cost me? No, I'm not gonna do that. So maybe that's the one thing,
Pause,
and that's
sorry.
kind of something.
Do you think if Aramco attack, something like that happened under Biden, would he be as like, because Trump pretty much told Saudis to, go and whistle, for all he cares. So do you think if something like that happened, would Biden, because Biden has proven itself, the administration, not the person, extremely incompetent against lobbying pressure. So do you think like something like that would, like, America had, I don't know, strike Iran in a more serious manner or something?
But wait, what was the thing that started? You're saying if Aramco, but hasn't
The
Aramco been like
Aramco attack, the attack,
that
famous
happened
attack,
during under who,
Trump,
Biden or Trump?
Trump, and Trump pretty much said, "Yeah, good luck with Iranians."
But
Saudi Arabia,
was that associated to Iranians or Houthis?
Houthis did it, but I mean,
Yeah.
come on,
But the same things
still.
have kind of happened under Biden too, right? Like similar
No, no,
ones.
no, nothing. No, nothing on
No?
that level. No, no. That was a very unique and highly,
Fine,
yeah,
not on
like,
that level, but
no,
I
yeah, yeah.
think both
That was
Biden
pretty
and
much,
Trump administration would let this go. I mean, what else? What else are you gonna do? You already let anybody do whatever they want with Yemen. You already attack Yemen too. And yeah, no, escalating to the point of Iran, I don't think either of them would. So they would both just resort in different ways of killing somebody in a neighboring country. It's like, so whenever you get pissed at Iran, you have to like, go find somebody else and and punch them.
are there any Syrians alive still?
We really need to take this out on someone. Raging.
Are there any Iraqis except
Oh,
Kurdish
that we're
too?
not allowed. You know what? It's been a long time since the whole ISIS thing, and we love you now. Oh no, that wasn't even the Kurds. That was the Yazidis suddenly.
Yazidis are Kurds. I mean,
Okay, yeah.
they are
So yeah,
faith within
that
Kurdish
period has
Iranian.
expired, so they're
Yeah,
back
you're
on the
not allowed to
market.
do that. No. Can I do a slight illegal strike in Mali? Is that
Oh,
nothing
that
to do
too,
with
no.
Iran? Okay. No, I mean, okay, fair enough. No, that's a yeah, good point. I don't know. I feel like Biden would have done more. I feel in that case slightly more, but how or what, I don't know. So maybe I'm
Man,
vulturing.
Biden might have just been like, man, come on.
Man, come on, man. Let's hit
Really?
Syria again. Poor Syrians, what did I do? Sorry, but you're getting it.
But yeah, I think perhaps that's enough of this whole
But
PBD and all this.
what do you think of PBD's rationale that you don't want to you
Man,
don't
he
want to wake
came
the
like
sleeping giant. I don't know
man,
what the fuck is
he
it.
came off. I mean, in this whole thing, all in every part of this Bassem Youssef thing, he comes off even stupider than Adam.
No,
Because at
man,
least
but
Adam is
sure.
sticking like it's like okay, let's play football. He's at
I,
least playing football. He's not playing basketball. So he's just saying always something else with analogy in this video at least. And he just
no, I,
really got on my nerves. But he probably did it strategically for the all the Israel-Palestine stuff now. And then yeah, with Trump, I mean, come on, he talked about he gave a family analogy in his question, and then a movie, and then asked about Trump. Not
not to
one thing about
dog
reality. Oh,
analogy,
and he
dog
also
and
squeezed in a dog, and also gun sign of you have a gun.
Does he talk about Godfather at
The only thing
any?
he didn't talk about was actual Trump and Biden. Everything else he
No,
covered.
that's his art, man. I think this show was, to be honest, shows that how much more of an artist than anybody online he is.
Yeah.
Because pretty much because he knows the base he's serving are basically sort of people who are not anti-Semitic, but not completely opposed to anti-Semitism either. So he's like complete, he's just I've never seen like a show. I saw the full show. It was 2 hours and 48 minutes. And pretty much it's all about Israeli Palestine. And PBD says nothing about
Yeah.
Israel and Palestine. Pretty much, yes. So there are these two guys, and if there was a strong man, maybe this wouldn't like very smart guy. Just keeps eye on the money. It's all about the views and clicks. He probably doesn't know where Israel is, but he's just gonna okay, sure, sure. Here two sides. I'm learning from both sides. Adam with his data, Basim with his facts. It's great. I am learning from every side.
Now let's talk about cats and movies. Okay.
Now, Florida. People call me talking about moving to Florida all the time. I'm like, come on, do it, man. Move now. Do it right now. Do you want a medical insurance?
No,
No.
you're good. You have okay. Call me back next year.
Do
Next
you have a cousin or anyone I can?
Oh, too funny. But let's
But
go
I
and come
searched, yeah,
back to
yeah.
Adam doesn't
Basim
know what
though,
he's saying. But I think Sam Harris,
I,
I think he's become racist or something over time. I mean, if you maybe for 20 years you say something, you just kind of end up
I
becoming
think
racist.
if you stay in your room for that long and just constantly, I swear to, I do think that genuinely, I can't explain. Like, we'll talk about it a bit later.
Alrighty, Sam. So we have, I think, at least one more really good video for today, unless some of those hill stuff are good. Oh, there's the hot Houthi, Houthi, hot Houthi, hot Houthi, and of course, Trump and all that stuff.
Should
So in
I,
this,
I'll,
yeah, go ahead.
we'll talk about this later. Go ahead, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so I want to watch this video, and perhaps we'll only see a little bit of Norman Finkelstein's response. But I mean, my main focus is just kind of how racist Sam Harris is. Now you can call him Islamophobe, I don't know, Muslimophobe, Middle
I,
Eastophobe. I don't know. Like he hates
yeah, I
a
really
lot of
don't know
people.
what.
I don't know, however he
Yeah, yeah.
piece
At
of
this point, to
shit,
be honest, I'm
hater.
pretty sure Islamophobes are like, okay, guys, we don't want to associate with him. Okay, we are the Islam. We don't know what he is. We are not sure, but
So yeah,
I
Katie
have no
Halper
idea.
plays this clip, of course, to Norman Finkelstein, who, like,
I
he's
was
just out there taking bodies. I hope I hope he's some way collecting checks too. I mean, through his own channel.
yeah, I
Um,
mean,
and maybe
Charlie,
one last final
like this is
big.
one person who has regularly answered like yes to our emails. Do you want him to now charge money for
No,
like
we're a small channel,
don't give
okay?
Norman
We're an
Finkelstein ideas,
SME, so
please.
he can't do that. We're a SMY, small to medium-sized YouTube channel.
Yeah, we can't I'm pretty sure if he puts us on his tax forms, we count as tax
Yeah,
deductible charity
exactly.
work, really. So yeah,
So
like
that's our
really,
contribution. But yeah,
pretty
let's
sure
listen
you.
to Sam Harris.
That and have you respond to it. He's, of course, someone who does not think there's a genocide.
Let's turn to why you actually came on tonight. We had an interesting debate last night involving several people. One was Bassem Youssef. He's the son of one of the Hamas co-founders who then renounced Hamas and moved away. And he said this about what's going on at the moment in the Israel-Gaza war. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, this is so funny.
Any
He's
person
stupider
who
than
put
Sam Harris.
the religious identity above the highest interest of humanity, I have no respect for this people. The majority of the Muslim people identified with Hamas, supported Hamas. Show me how many Muslims out there who condemned Hamas genocide.
What was interesting about that is that he was really suggesting that the motivating factor behind what Hamas did and why people are supporting them in such big numbers in the Muslim community is because they're Muslims. It's religion driven. Now, you're an atheist, but what do you think of that, of this idea that it's actually really about religion?
You have no expertise whatsoever, but come on.
Well, I'm going to agree with him. I think it's interesting to note that many of your listeners will doubt my ability to make the statements of a sort I'm now going to make, but they can't doubt that of him, right? I mean, he obviously knows whereof he speaks, right? You can't play the identity politics game with him and say that, you know, he doesn't understand the culture, he's the wrong skin color, he doesn't speak the language, et cetera, et cetera. So let's let's flag that particular qualm with what I'm going to say. What I'm going to say is it should just be obvious to everyone, which is that we have a vast number of people in the Muslim community worldwide, not just in the occupied territories or in Gaza, who are powerfully deranged by religious symbols and their religious identity, which is to say it is the most important thing to them, but more important even than the deaths of their own children, right? We're talking about a culture, again, I'm not talking about just Palestinians, I'm talking about the Muslim community worldwide in dozens of countries that has produced a seemingly unending supply of suicide bombers over the last 50 years, right? We're talking about societies where phenomenon that should be impossible are simply to be expected. I mean, literally like rigging children to explode. Just that, I mean, think of how deranging that is for an army or a police force or an NGO or anyone to have to imagine that a child isn't simply a child, but a child might, in fact, under certain circumstances, be a bomb, right? I mean, that is the situation we're in. We're talking about a society, and now I'm talking about the Gaza and the West Bank in particular, where in their schools, they teach 6-year-olds the love of martyrdom, the literal aspiration to die as a martyr, and the hatred of Jews. And many of these schools are UN funded, right? So this is a terrifying situation, which
I'm told, I've not read Sam Harris. I'm perfectly happy to admit that. I'm told he's a smart guy, and I never diminish intellectual achievement where it's real. Just like I wouldn't diminish athletic achievement, I wouldn't diminish musical achievement. I may hate Barbra Streisand's politics, but my mother, who was a connoisseur of music, said she had an incredible voice. I'm willing to defer to that. So I'm not going to, maybe he's a smart guy, but it's just really hard for me, really. It strains me, even as I feel compelled to acknowledge, from what I'm told, he's an intelligent guy. But these statements are just certifiably imbecilic. First, let's just go through them one by one. He says, well, this guy knows from the inside that these Muslims are crazy. Okay. First of all, he's not a Muslim. He renounced his Islam. He's an evangelical Christian. Secondly, I thought you said we can't trust religious fanatics. But this guy is a religious fanatic. He's a fanatical evangelical Christian. So why do we suddenly credit his testimony? He's a crazy Christian. Before that, he was a deranged Muslim. And the common denominator is he's clearly a lunatic, or he's paid well. Even there, he looked like he was reading note cards.
But yeah, man, that was pretty next level from Sam Harris.
I mean, I just like to point at
Muslim
that.
societies worldwide.
I mean, this man talks about Muslim world and religious people and all that. I've never seen anyone more deranged by religious symbol. As soon as he sees a religious symbol or a religious group or something, oh, these guys, they must be part of a tribe that are coming to eat us. And yeah, we have to fight them and kill them all. That's the. So
He's
I mean, I
obsessed.
would. He's a cognitive neuroscientist. So I am always interested to know why the hell are you asking his opinion? It's like, okay, we have Mr. Johnson here. He's a plumber. What do you think
No, I
of
mean
the
he's also
Israeli-Palestinian conflict?
he also claims to be a philosopher and whatnot, like
Does
a
he?
political commentator. Yeah, of course.
He claims to be a political commentator, but not a philosopher. I
He's
don't
an
think.
look, he's even like if you search for American
Mm.
philosopher and neuroscientist.
Philosophy too. Did he check? Did he actually? I thought he only studied. I don't know.
No, he
Maybe
has
he
a
studied philosophy.
uh
Really?
he has okay. Harris returned to Stanford, completing a BA in
Wait.
philosophy in 2000. So he did a
Oh,
bachelor in philosophy
I
and
see.
a
I see. And then,
PhD in cognitive neuroscience. But yeah,
yeah.
sure hope that he's not somehow
Yeah, but
conning the
neither
entire
subject
field of
I would. I mean,
yeah. But I mean, yeah. But I mean, at this point
yeah.
though, he's talked about it for so long that I would say he should be considered as someone who can't cop out, like, uh, like, that's why Jimmy Dore pisses me off. He's been talking politics for 20 years and he still says, oh, okay, I'm just a comedian. Okay, at some
Yeah, yeah.
point, you also become a little bit that other thing. I mean,
No, no. Okay, yeah. Okay. I'm just saying, if somebody is just espousing so much nonsense, like he's brought in as what is he? Like, is he an expert on Muslim people? Is he expert on terrorism? What was his presence
he's
there?
an
What do you think?
expert on
This lunatic, yeah, last night said here that people who have no respect for humanity are not people. Now, what do you think, Sam Harris? And then Sam Harris like, yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
him.
they're
And,
pieces of shit.
what is going on?
Man, that guy was so scary and so funny at the same time. You'd think he was straight out of a movie.
A lot of the failed sons of the sort of, Islamic regimes, he's from Hamas, like a similar type organization, they end up like, being bought out by some Christian
Mhm.
organization or something. And it's quite funny, yeah. I didn't know I mean, Norman Finkelstein apparently said he's a Christian fundamentalist. I had no idea.
Yeah. Okay, we have definitely two more fun videos here. Viral hot Houthis and Charlie. Oh, this Charlie Kirk thing, I'll just show you. Maybe it's 2 seconds. Kind of funny. But yeah, okay, so I say a little bit goodbye to Israel Palestine a little bit and maybe
Well,
move on to
let's do
some
the
other topics that we had
the
here.
Charlie Kirk is not about Israel Palestine.
No, it's
Oh,
just
so
about
let's
Taylor Swift.
it's just about so let's do the hot Houthi because it's related,
Ah,
and then
true,
we
hot
move.
Houthi is.
So, I mean, play the rising, I guess, just to give us the
Yeah.
context. Right?
Haddad, also known as the hot Houthi, and the Yemeni Timothy Chalamet, I prefer Tim Houthi Chalamet, has been attracting a sizable fan base by posting videos of himself aboard a cargo ship seized by Iran-backed rebels last year. I only hesitate there because we rarely characterize U.S.-backed efforts by Israel as such. Since the Hamas terrorist attacks on October 7th, Houthi militias have been targeting ships in the Red Sea on the basis that they have an obligation under the Geneva Convention to stop genocide being carried out in Gaza. Now, the ship was hijacked by at least 10 armed Houthis last November. Al-Haddad is one of the individuals who has visited the ship since the takeover. Al-Haddad was recently interviewed about his filming on the Houthi ships and his popularity on popular streamer Hassan Piker's show. Let's take a look.
والله يعني شيء طبيعي يعني ما في أي تأثير يعني أهم شيء إن إحنا نوقف مع القضية الفلسطينية هذا أهم شيء.
He says he's fine and everything is normal, and the most important thing is that they stand with Palestine.
Yeah, absolutely. What is the mood in Yemen overall since America started bombing positions in Sana'a and other places?
كيف معنوياتكم في اليمن وكيف الإحساس يعني بالشعب هلا باليمن بعد ما بلشت أمريكا بالقصف؟
والله شيء طبيعي يعني ما في أي خوف ولا أي تأثير يعني أصلا متعودين على هذا من قبل 11 سنة يعني شيء طبيعي ما في أي شيء.
He's saying that it's pretty usual. They've been used to this for 11 years now and they're not scared.
That's crazy.
All right, so there was some controversy around Hassan.
That's kind of really weird though. Him just yeah.
I mean, yeah. Do you think he's hot? I don't know what to ask you.
No, he does have like a
hot.
model-like picture here, and yeah, he is. Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, the hair also, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's-
No, the lips
But
and everything. Yeah.
yeah, he's very nice. I don't know what to say. Is he, by the way, underage? What is 19 years old?
Oh
No, he's
shit! Shit!
So
Okay,
thank
cut,
God.
cut.
Don't cut this camera. You can keep this. So, but in the rest of the video, Robbie gets very pissy about
Oh,
people glamorizing a terrorist. Houthis, did you know, Camille, Houthis were accused of human rights abuses by UN? Child soldiers, they recruit, they do. Robbie's always there to remind us of the truths that
Without
need
his
to be
moral compass, where would we be?
without the balanced. I accuse
Yeah.
the Israelis and Houthis and Iranians and Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah. Now it's okay if you don't have a government and you're just a libertarian and you let people die. They should have done something, mark it. But yeah,
I
don't
mean,
glamorize.
don't
Don't-
don't glamorize. Don't say that this terrorist is sexy. Don't say that. No.
He's ugly.
It's,
Say he's ugly.
I mean, he's so pissy about it. Play a bit because he's
Yeah.
kind of like, "Shh, you do you, I do." Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, it's towards the middle to end.
Let's see, here he's talking.
YouTube, as the fact that we're a YouTube show would have it. Was the interview? Did he push back? Did he? I don't know what. I mean, obviously
It's about you.
I don't. Obviously, yeah, it's fine. Journalists should interview people, even very bad people. I don't have any problem with that. But the portraying him, and maybe that's not Hassan Piker doing that. It's, I don't know, Gen Z or something. The framing of him as the thirsting for him, I find that pretty gross. But people can do whatever they want. I mean, the Houthis have been criticized by Human Rights Watch for recruiting child soldiers. Their slogan, one of their slogans is, I believe, "Death to the Jews, a curse upon the Jews." So,
I
thirst
think
after
that's
this
true,
guy
by
if
the
you
way,
want.
though.
You do
I'm
you.
not sure.
I'm
That
not
is
going
crazy.
to glamorize someone of that who's part of that movement and.
Well, I think that's fine and legitimate, but I don't think that's what Hassan Piker was doing. So
I'm not accusing him of
Hassan
that,
Piker, who's actually cousins with Cenk Uygur, has one of. I was trying to see if he actually is the biggest, but he is
Nephew, by
one
the way,
of
of Cenk.
the biggest Twitch streamers in the world. Back in
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Hey, Robbie, what a man. What a man.
Somebody has to stand
Beacon
up
of
for
morality.
president. The balancedness.
If
The
you mix the
balancedness.
U.S. Constitution and the Bible, you get Robbie.
No,
Use
I
them
think
to no.
if you mix the U.S. Constitution with, I don't know, some form of like Milton Friedman course book or something, I think that I'm not sure Bible is he Christian? I don't think so.
No, I just meant the morality, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe you're right. Yes, I didn't see it from that angle.
But okay, let's move on to your neck of the woods. So I guess, are you okay? No attacks have happened.
Well, not today, but let me, yeah. But yeah, it was quite a, so yeah, Iran a week ago had they targeted and hit us. They hit a target in Pakistan, claiming that there was a terrorist group there. According to Pakistani government and sources, 4 people died, and then like 3, 4 days later, if I'm not mistaken, Pakistan strike targets in Iran. 9 people of 9 people died that Iran says are non-citizens, and this is, I think, Iran, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I mean, I read one BBC article on the top, and in it they quoted Iranian officials and all this saying like, listen, it's all good, we're all still friends, just
oh,
try
sure.
not
Yeah.
to do it too often, you know. How about we each do it like
Listen.
once or twice a year? Okay, fine, 5 times a year. Okay, 10 times per year max. Okay, plus
Listen.
or minus 5. Okay.
I mean, it started. It's a very weird one because Iran, the
And they didn't
day
even kill
before,
Iranians. What does that mean? Who did they kill then?
well, they just, I'll tell you,
Iran's like,
you're holding secret citizens of different nations.
yeah, like where are they from?
I'll tell you in a second about that. But before that, the geopolitical surprise partially is from the fact that the day before Iran and Pakistan had a major military parade together. I believe
Oh,
it was a Navy one. So yeah, it's very odd. And they were like on very good terms recently. So it was very odd for Iran to do this. But it seems Iran sort of wanted to do something to show the domestic, market that
mm.
we are strong. That seems to be the rationale. But yeah, exactly. As soon as it happened, pretty much, yeah, everybody was just like, yeah, we told the Pakistanis. And Pakistanis were like, no, they did not. Bullshit. And then Pakistanis hit us. And Pakistanis were like, we told them. And Iran was like, no, bullshit. They didn't tell us. So it's, nobody knows. But about the people killed in Iran who are not Iranian citizens, well, as you know, Baluchistan is the poorest part of Iran. It's
Mhm.
famously Texas of Iran, sometimes it's called because of the availability of guns and the gun violence there and all that.
I see.
And one of the things that government is regularly accused by sort of charitable organization and that sort of thing. I never, to be honest, looked into this, so I don't know the veracity of any of this, but I assume I think the charity organizations, but anyway, they don't issue them identity cards
Mm.
because that way they can basically, not give them services, national services and all that, because they are not full-on citizens. And
I see.
some of them belong to tribes that probably go back and forth, like they were nomadic tribes that used to move around, and then like Pakistan-Iran border sort of fell within their lands
Yeah.
type thing. So, and there is genuinely, that's true that from like there's a lot of uh, like uh, like a smuggling going on there, like movement of people without government control and government oversight. So um, whether it's due to lack of money, lack of resources, or like it's a on purpose, I guess, policy, a lot of people there don't have identity cards, birth certificates, that type of thing. So
I
that's,
see.
I
I see.
guess, that's the, yeah, I mean, that because that has been a big, relatively controversial thing inside Iran too. All the newspapers were asking the same question that you keep saying non-Iranian residents, non-Iranian citizens of Iran. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what is going on?
Yeah,
Who
I
are these
see.
people? Are
Okay.
they here or are they not here? What is so, it's but yeah, that's yeah, as you said though, it seems that like Pakistan immediately was like, okay, let's hit them a little here and now, okay, guys, we are equal now. Let's forget
Yeah.
about it. Friends again. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah, the Iran
Um,
thing was weird. Like no, like even most like inside Iran, close to regime newspapers are like, why did we do that? Like, not very
I'm
clear.
glad it didn't escalate. And of course, anything that happens anywhere, like if you have a plumbing issue in your house right now, they're gonna be like, the war in the Middle East. I
War
told
in,
you.
and we are one step closer to World War III. One
If
step
your
closer.
grandma's
When
house
do we
also
get?
has plumbing issues, that's it.
It's over.
Joking. I
It's
don't want to compare
what
this to
happened.
plumbing issues and people die, but I just want to say anything that
Yeah,
happens, I feel like, everyone's head, there's like a map
man.
blinking.
I
Okay,
feel like, to
yeah.
be honest, mainstream media has calmed down a little. Breaking points. They are like fucking, oh my God, one person had a heart attack in southern Iran. They say it could be because of American. It's a war. It's a war. We are going to war. I mean, they are just obsessed with it. Just look at their thumbnails and stuff. It's all about war in Middle East,
Yeah.
you know?
No, you're
But
right.
hey,
This is the new mainstream that they've built.
yeah, the new better
The better
mainstream
mainstream
is a
combination of
promo.
Tucker Carlson, war, and MSNBC.
And MSNBC rejectees
Yeah.
couldn't make it quite to MSNBC. Yeah, it's quite a new mainstream. Instead of promoting war, now we just say it's about to happen now. It's about to happen.
It's-
Are you interested?
Are
It's
you
about to happen. Come on, it's about to happen. Jon Stewart said, if you watch the news that brings us together, brings us to new media, brings yeah, anyway.
What's this story about?
That was for this upon DC to call for immediate. It was Israeli stuff again, to be honest.
Hmm.
I don't remember even. It was, yeah, journalists are upset.
Skip this
Yeah.
one.
This is just, I put these, I guess, as a backup for, Israel Palestine if
Yeah.
we need some. By the way, do you have any? Should we talk about the politics of Israel Palestine at all? Like,
And we
what's
talked a lot,
what's
though. I feel.
What do you think is going to? I love these people who are having discussions. Nobody knows anybody in Israeli cabinet or American cabinet, but everybody's having the discussion. What do you think is going to happen? No, what do you think is? I don't know.
And
But
yeah,
anyways,
and Trump and Vivek and all that, we talked quite a bit in the beginning, actually.
yeah. I mean, not too much, I feel, but yeah.
Yeah, no, we didn't go overboard, but
I feel like we still have a little in us for, I
I gave
mean,
you my forecast. You want the next election as well? You want 2028?
20, tell me, 20. No, spoil, don't spoil
No,
it. I want to watch the food.
oh,
But yeah, Vivek immediately, pulled aside his car and started going to town for
yeah.
Trump. So that's fun. And do you think Ron DeSantis now that he's established himself as a second runner to Trump, he has a
Man, at this point, yeah. At this point, though, I feel like, yeah. Will the Republican Party like force them to run in order for them to have like, elections and and things like that? That Trump needs
pockets.
to compete against someone, right?
Well, no, I mean, I think after if he wins New Hampshire, which I think he will, I don't think no, I
But
don't
if
think even
DeSantis
I
and
don't think
Nikki Haley drop,
they're gonna drop out after if they
but then what
if
happens?
then he's the presumed candidate. What do they say? I think they say he's the presumed candidate or
And
something
then
like
what? They
that.
just still have elections for
Presumed nominee.
fun, indifferent.
No, they won't. Yeah, they just have it like with yeah, names crossed
Anyway,
out
you
sometimes.
can write anything you want on a ballot,
Yeah,
if
you
I'm not
can. Yeah.
mistaken. So
Jesus Christ.
so my name
That's
shows up.
that's
No.
my Jesus
Republican
Christ.
Party knocking on my door.
Yes, in your
I have to go
but
run against Biden.
No, I don't think they have. Republicans don't have a choice after this. So I think after this, to be honest, serious Republicans probably gonna assassinate. I assume that's the only
Yeah.
serious game in town at the moment.
I don't know. I
Uh,
hope but I hope DeSantis didn't take a big hit. Just like it would be good character to have around. And I hope, and let's see if Vivek sticks around.
DeSantis?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a bit too boring, I feel, even as a
That's
like there's
true.
too he's
So,
just
I mean,
such a
listen, Trump
loser.
is gonna die at some point. We need to think a bit more.
I can't focus on anybody else right now. I'm in love with him and
I mean, Democrats just seems like they should, I don't know, make half of the US, just give half of US properties to Obama or some way convince him to come back. I don't know how
yeah,
else
that's
they
their
can.
only yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think that they're parting. If Biden, I don't know, if Biden loses much worse than we think he will, their party is in big trouble, man. I don't know how they're gonna because, but then again, Republicans without Trump are in big trouble too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe yeah. I guess politics is just gonna become less and less sort of a mainstream topic. I think it's just gonna become
In
less.
this way, at least for now. But yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
But Trump, man, I'm glad he's winning. And to be even seriously, even all joking aside, among these candidates, by far, he's the best.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean,
Like
it's not
with,
like even policy wise, I mean, like
yeah,
what does he,
what's
what does he
difference?
want that
Yeah.
they don't want? And they probably want some stuff that are worse than what he wants.
If anything, policy-wise, he might actually be a bit more sort of I don't know, like anti FBI and like I no,
Yeah, no,
that's
no,
probably
but
not.
exactly if there's anything though, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Nikki Haley, of course, would want to be just like the most old school
Yeah, she's the
Republican,
yeah, she's like
like
yeah,
war kind of thing.
I'm running as a, president in name but dictator in actuality.
Yeah,
I am a deep state operative, to be honest. But she's
seriously.
so like obvious about the whole thing. It's just Ron DeSantis is running as a,
Yeah,
I
no, he
guess,
has his eyes on a
loser.
few books. There are a few books that, he really wants to ban. That's his,
That's his thing.
those are his targets.
You need to get Pinocchio out of children with his nose. This is a bad influence. In teaching children they can live in Wales for a long time or orcas. But yeah, I mean, yeah,
But
you're right
yeah.
though. Trump is dead. We are done. Like there's nobody fun.
Oh,
Biden, they don't
let me
bring
see.
out that much.
Speaking of not fun, let's see what the hell this piece of shit
Oh yeah,
said.
Kamala is just so annoying too. She's funny though.
Asked
She's a bit funny.
Well, she thinks she's funny, yeah, that's for sure.
what she was going
People
to
are
do
laughing
to,
at
quote,
her, not
stop
with her.
the crazies.
And what are you going to do to stop the crazies?
I am scared as heck.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm traveling our country. You know, there's an old saying that there are only two ways to run for office. Either without an opponent or scared. So on all of those points, yes, we should all be scared.
The vice president also broke down what exactly this
That
year's
was
presidential
terrible.
election will mean for our democracy.
We are in the month of January. We've got 10 months to go until the election. And increasingly, and you've seen it even just this week, we are all starting to narrow in on what this election will mean. And frankly, in the midst of so many big issues challenging our world that, are not binary, it's not just one side or the other. On this one, there's a split screen that you can throw up and see. And it's going to be the choice between what is about respecting our democracy, what is about...
I can't. And respecting our democracy, I mean, those two words back
Listen,
to back are
come here.
really hard to.
Come here. It's January. It's flu season. Democracy is famously in January susceptible to flu. Okay. And you don't want to watch this advert, and one is about respecting democracy, giving democracy its fluids, giving it its pills.
Jesus Christ.
But doesn't she look like she's on heroin or something? Why is she so, I'm scared. Yeah. No, it feels a bit, she's high. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I guess I'm reading too much into it. But yeah, so that's about it. I feel we covered all the news there was.
Yeah, we've covered everything pretty much. Here's my little Charlie Kirk thing, if anything, to wrap up.
Oh, yeah. What
It's
was
just
this about?
Taylor Swift, and it's just really funny that four grown men here like hate someone that much. It's just so
What did
funny.
she do?
I
Oh
don't think
God.
nothing. Who knows? So yeah, so the four people I'm referring to, yeah, it's like a panel of four, and they're just all talking simultaneously. Let's watch.
See what the
My thoughts?
regions say.
And this is a compilation made by the Tennessee Holler.
Ah.
She's a narcissist. I don't think that she's very talented.
She's nasty. She's ugly. Nobody likes her. Nobody likes her. She's like a teenage boy. Like dudes don't like her. Like if you put her in front of like, she's ugly.
That's true. Yeah. Does Taylor Swift have any eggs left?
I don't think she probably. I don't know if she had to start with.
No, you mean like bitter, angry women, and that's
like
Taylor Swift.
Like librarian, like your worst teacher you had, feminism. That's Taylor Swift feminism.
What is virtuous about her for young women to glean? Like date as many men as possible, complain all the time, ruin men's lives.
She hasn't started a family. She's
you have no kids. Like it's a terrible role model. 3 up. If young women start dressing sluttier because of Taylor Swift, which makes their life miserable. Like when women dress like this,
I don't know if
100%.
Dress like what?
It's cool.
Even that other guy was like, I don't know. I mean, she looked like she was performing there. So, yeah. But it's gotta finish.
I rarely see people dress like the way people are dressed on red carpets. I don't know.
That wasn't even red carpet. One of them was like at a show.
That's what it is. There's no men that really enjoy Taylor Swift. They just don't.
No, I love that.
There's no redemption. She's a bad role model. She's not a good person. She's a bad icon. Let's also remind you, her politics are cancerous. Her politics are poison.
She doesn't do the stuff that a political true believer would really do.
She got 4 million girls registered in like 24 hours. You see that? She broke the website.
I want to make it clear, positive, 1 second. She's both got cancerous politics and...
I love the role model fixated things.
No, my favorite part was like, she's just angry and nobody likes her and she's bitter, and it's like, yeah, she's angry and bitter. I mean, she might be, but you definitely are. So, what did she? I mean, I guess she's probably a clickbaity thing for them to attack regularly. I assume. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that's the thing, man. I don't like. I hate these people. They're like, racist people. They make you like defend Warren Buffett, some like financial, monster.
Yeah.
Or, is it Warren Buffett? Was Warren Buffett Jewish? I forget. Yeah. I don't even know. But like they make you defend like, really like I don't even know. Do you know Taylor Swift's music? Is it good? I don't know.
No, but I mean, you don't need to know these things. It's just surreal.
Yeah. They are a bunch of really, really cool guys, though. Definitely. I'm sure they are not bitter and they are very cool. And they are good role models because, isn't Charlie Kirk and those stooges around him Trump supporters? Famously, somebody who dated many different people, and not to mention the accusations and allegations. I mean, anyways.
Unbelievable. But yeah, okay. I think that's it for today. Anything else?
Was that like you just wanted the show to end with me defending like Taylor Swift? Was that the whole point of? Because you didn't say anything pretty much. You were like, yep.
No,
Yep.
I wanted to show you the stupidity. That was it.
Yeah, they are very, very stupid. Unbelievable.
But okay, good stuff. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. Thank you.